you and then ventured off on his own. You haven't seen him since. After making your way to Baron Chedwick to speak with him, you would, well, one of your group would go about trying to blend in while the rest of you just came in soaking wet, basically creating puddles on the floor as you made your way to him to speak with him. And in the process, you had seen a very strange confrontation take place in this room full of blue-blooded nobles. Basically, some sort of priest or robed figure had gone about speaking with the Baron, accusing him of doing nothing to stop the bloodshed that was happening under someone. You had never really asked to figure out what exactly was happening, but you just know that somebody was doing something, that blood was on the Baron's hands. The Baron pretty much just dismissed this automatically, and you would, through listening to the conversation, learn that this figure, Tagrin, was overreacting. And, he had basically told him, I don't have time for this, I have guests to attend to, and pretty much told him to, go kick rocks. At this point, having told him this, he would leave frustrated from the entire situation. And that would be the point in which the Baron would see you. After looking at you, realizing that you had not come prepared in any kind of disguises aside from one member of your group, he would be, well, annoyed, to say the least. You could see that with gritting teeth, he would lead you into another room and start discussing with you why the hell you weren't following the letters that were sent. And it would be at this point that you would realize none of you had received any such letter. And in fact, there were a number of people missing at this point. You're late to the arrival of this gathering, and you can't find any of your hosts as well as the other members of the particular orders involved that were supposed to be attending. 8 others as well as the hosts. Now, not being able to find or see any of these individuals on your way in as well as going to the fort itself, there's definitely something strange afoot. You didn't get your letter, people are missing, and in fact, after having spoken with the Baron, he had told you that everything was almost a wash at this point. The guide that was supposed to be attending the gala, in order to meet up with you, in order to talk how you were going to get there and lead you through, isn't even around. He was supposed to attend basically a couple hours ago and show up, and, hasn't arrived. Another red flag in this series of strange events. Now, having told you that, the Baron telling you that this Carrig, who you know to be residing at the Black Arm Inn, you had gone to investigate to try and find him and figure out exactly what was going on. After leaving the fort yet again and going back out into the rain, you would make your way to the Black Arm Inn, running into a very surly old man who was the innkeeper and bartender, at the same time. And having spoken with him, he would tell you that, oh yeah, this greasy-haired figure, kind of a bum, had basically been, living here for a day or so, with the room and board, and, he hasn't seen him since. He saw him leave with a couple people and, he never came back. And that was at about noon. And right now, it's about 7 p.m. at night. Now, looking at the situation as a whole, you're trying to figure out exactly what you were going to do. Asking him where some of the other locations in the city were. He told you that there was nothing really on the East End aside from a crematorium that you would go about, hearing about from, his source, and there was really nothing else over there. By the way, I apologize. I think last time I called it a moratorium, and I even had in my notes that it was a crematorium. But anyways, as you had gone about, finding out this information, another of your members would venture off, going to seek out information from a source of sorts. And after having spoken with him, well, he had discovered a little bit more information on you leading east into the city where these figures had gone to. It could be anywhere, in regards to this, but as you had gone about speaking with, the surly bartender yet again after his return, you would try and convince him to, hey, let us get up in that room, possibly nose around, and after intimidating him through various means, as well as giving him a bit of coin, he would pretty much be willing to just do whatever you want at this point. He has no qualms about just pretty much breaking and entering into somebody's room. technically his room, but still, it feels a little morally dubious. He had opened the door for you via lock, possibly from not having liked the figure and the fact that you've greased the palms here at this point with the gold. You would venture into his room to find that there was really nothing there. You had seen a pack in the closet with, some fairly mundane possessions, nothing really special, handful of coins here and there. And then on top of that, you had seen that there was a nightstand and there was a lock on the bottom of the nightstand. And after having gone about and investigated through use of detect magic, as well as trying to, just determine what else could possibly be hidden here, you would find that there was, in fact, a magical book within the confines of this locked case. Now, after opening this drawer and, from basically cracking it open through tumbler use and, just lockpicking, you would pull the book out and very, very carefully go about opening it, hoping that you weren't going to set something off in the process. Unfortunately, you did. As this had happened, you had heard a very strange sound, like a pulse of sorts, an echo in your mind. And while two of you had not heard this, the other two had, specifically Timber as well as Elpros. Now, as the two of them had heard this sound, this ringing that had gone off, Timber wouldn't really be affected by it, but Elpros at this point had basically succumbed to it almost, with bleeding from the eyes and this intense migraine-like feeling that had overcome, any of your senses at this point. You would quickly bounce back through it with the aid of some healing from your companion Bolren at this point. And with that in mind, realizing that you have something on hand that's clearly valuable enough to trap magically, you had begun investigating it and trying to decipher what exactly was going on with the written code inside. And looking over it, you'd seen letters in common as well as some numbers, and you weren't entirely sure what it was about, but there's about 80 pages of this material that you had looked over. And after going through it in its entirety, you would come to a conclusion that there was something strange about it. And then as you started piecing things together, it was, ages as well as races. Now, through this deduction, you don't really know what this means, but it's definitely fairly strange. You can't think of any real reason why somebody would keep this information aside from maybe, trying to track somebody through a census or some other nefarious means. It seems very strange. You had some deductions of theories on what this could possibly be, but nothing concrete. Now, as with that information, you had left the Black Arm Inn, and as you had ventured outside, you had heard this pulse once again from Elpros. Now, Elpros, hearing this, you had then almost immediately afterwards heard screams as townsfolk began fleeing down the northern streets in your direction, with mindless undying hot on their trails. Now, as you had seen these sometimes completely deformed figures who have been gutted, some of them missing half their faces, arms, legs damaged beyond repair to a mortal fashion that could not be kept up with. Now, as you watched all of these rush towards you, most of you had immediately gone into a stance in order to defend yourselves, but you would also notice in the process that almost all of them, for the most part, have had an extreme focus on Elpros during this time. And some of them, in fact, running past the rest of you, as well as in not chasing down other townsfolk in order to go directly for Elpros. Now, after having seen this, some of you would jump into action in an attempt to, go about doing this, while one of your number is cut off on the other side of the block at this point, on top of a roof. Now, that's where we left off, guys. Here we go.
Ooh. Because I'm Catman.
Rip.
Okay.
Look at all them chickens.
Okay, Gendry, you're up.
All right.
To be clear, just as a reminder, this one directly to the south of you has actually been hurt already, and I believe Bolrin actually damaged this one as well with a variety of a smite and I think a hit.
Just a regular attack. I don't have my smite. That's it.
All right. I am going to he's right in front of me.
It means any ranged attacks done on him or with disadvantage. Yeah, it's not good.
I will just take my staff that I'm using as my focus and bring it down on him. My quarterstaff.
Okay.
Just to try to get this one off.
Nice.
Hey!
Pretty good for a mage.
Nice. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, you see as it immediately veers around you, going to reach for Elpros, and you see as Gendry lifts his staff, slamming it down into the arms of the creature, knocking it off balance, and having to reorient itself before lunging at Elpros once again. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Not.
Okay. Bolrin, you're up.
Sorry, I keep forgetting I have push to talk.
No, you're good.
And this one over here, you said was going after that villager?
Yes.
I can't even, because if I range attacks from me are also disadvantaged because I'm right there. Alright, I'll just attack the one in front of me that I already attacked once with the longsword.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll. Okay, that's it. Damn, nailed it.
Nice.
Okay, and guys, don't forget, I think if you double right-click, you target for you guys.
Yep.
Forget that.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But anyways, you see as Bolrin lunges down with this long sword, and with it, you see as he lops the arm off of this creature. It looks on at you as if totally unfazed before you take the follow through with the longsword, swinging back around and lopping its head off. It dies.
Yeah. First kill.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I don't think I have. I don't think I have anything I can use with Thorn's action right now, so I think that's probably all I'm gonna really be able to do.
Okay.
Level 1's hard.
Okay, I have to roll here.
Oh no.
He did.
No. Oh.
Oh!
Oh no.
Okay, well, okay, so this is what happens.
No.
You see as it runs past you towards Elperos. 2, 3, 4.
I thought you got a natural 20.
Wow, okay, it makes it here.
Do you recall if he used his reaction?
I should be able to.
Yep, attack of opportunity. That's correct. Go ahead and make the roll.
I'll just do that. No.
Ooh,
No.
that is a miss. Oh no, that's a hit.
What?
That's a hit. Oh, don't forget to target, guys.
Yeah, no, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Oh my god.
Killing it. All right. Okay.
I just saw a 2 and I was like, no.
Okay, Elpros, you see as another one jumps up onto the stairs, rushing at you, and it comes over, practically diving towards you. However, at the very last second, you step backwards, and it slams straight into the ground in front of you.
It's still alive,
Okay.
though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hush. Don't question.
Okay. 1. That would be 10. Okay, that's its entire turn. You see as another one rushes towards Elperos. Okay. You see as this this villager runs down the street screaming, "Help! Help! Run for your lives!" And it continues running, trying to alert as many people as possible. Timber, you're up.
I have a question about one of my abilities.
Okay.
No.
So to be clear, this is the second round.
No. It's something different.
Okay.
Does
If you're trying to use an ability, you're allowed to use it. To put it this way, your order does not matter right now. It was just supposed to be a surprise for the first session. It's not going to reveal anything. Your guys' dark secrets are the things that actually matter.
Okay.
So your orders, you're fine to use. Don't worry about revealing your orders.
Okay, I was actually I was wondering about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
no, you're more than welcome to use it.
For my ability, when it comes to judgment, so I can do this within 60 feet. Once you've used this ability, you can't use it again, so on and so forth. So what I'm curious on is the next act. In addition, the next attack to one of the detected creatures over the course of the next minute, you deal an additional amount of damage equal to your level. So that's just on one specific attack one time. Or is that
correct?
Okay, so it's not like it's
just
additional damage every round I attack.
No, it's just that one round or that one attack.
Okay. Gotcha. That's what I wanted to clarify. In that case, Timber is going to move. How do I move him? 1, 5.
Well, I'll move him because I think you're actually positioned on the roof.
Oh, 10,
Okay.
15. Go 15 feet.
Okay.
20. 25. That's what I want.
Okay.
Okay. Timber, seeing Elpros clearly getting surrounded, I will go ahead and... Where is it at? Attack that one.
Oh!
Nice.
Oh! Dang!
Oh!
Okay, so to be clear, that did not add in the crit damage.
It didn't? 8 plus
No,
8?
it did not add in the crit damage. It added in the normal damage, but I'm marking it down for that damage. And then I need you to roll a D100.
Yes, sir. D100.
It's our crit tables we use. Okay, so it's just double damage.
Woo!
Okay. All right. As soon as Gendry, you slam down on this thing's arms, knocking it off balance. You see as it turns, getting ready to jump right back at Elbros, but not before catching an arrow directly through the neck You hear a gurgling as it opens its mouth to hiss or do something. You're not entirely sure what its intentions were, but all that issues forth is black ichor that spurts all over you.
I just
Okay.
look at my staff and then realize it's an arrow. I'm like, hurrah.
All right, is there anything else you want to do with Timber?
I will. Could you position him 5 feet north?
Yes.
Thank you. That's it. On my turn.
Okay. You hear more screaming from the villager to the west as he runs down the street. Run for your lives! Mm-hmm.
Did that thing die?
Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Okay, that's an attack of opportunity. Well, I guess I won't move him quite yet. Okay. That is to here. And that's his max. All right, Timber, you see the same man that was being attacked before running down the sidewalk, trying to get away, before realizing as soon as he rounds the corner, there's more of them here. And you see him hesitate before he tries to sprint through the opening in front of him. Elperos, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna take my movement. I'm going to. Let's see. Can you do that? Yeah, it's right. I will get opportunity attack. Fuck. Never mind. I won't be moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to take 3 attacks of opportunity?
No.
Okay, I would stay put then.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. Okay. So what Elperos is gonna do? He's gonna take a moment, crouch down, cower a second, but then he's gonna stand up, wipe the blood from his eyes, and let out a tremendous roar and yell. And he's gonna cast Sacred Flame on this guy.
Okay.
It's hold down right click or left click to target.
Double right click.
Double right click. All right.
And then go ahead and cast your spell, and it should automatically do everything.
Oh, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame. If I can do it.
Oh, look at that.
You and your fancy
Neat.
guys.
Okay, and the saving throw on that is 15. So let me get this in order. Okay, that's a success on your end. All right. As you do this, you see as Elperos clutches at the air in the castings of this prayer / spell, and in the moment this happens, you see as flames shoot down from above, almost disintegrating the creature in front of you in an instant. It's gone.
And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna hold up my shield and try to protect myself from the one in front of me.
Okay.
And that is all I will do.
Okay. Ooh. All right. You see as the woman running away goes to bolt into this alley, and you hear her let out a scream as this thing behind her slams into her neck, and you watch as she falls down, unmoving. It immediately descends on top of her. Okay. As soon as you see this happen, you're unsure of exactly what's going on. Bolrin, Timber, the two of you have time just enough to look over before you see a spurt of blood rip across the ground near the woman. Okay, here comes this roll. Nope, this one doesn't need to roll. Actually, jeez. Oh, actually, oh wow. Okay, you see as this man who has miraculously survived so much before, Timber Bolrin, as you turn and look at another victim of what's happening. This thing turns, and as he goes to just try and shy away from it, it grabs onto his arm and pulls it back towards him. And you see as this Undying grabs his arm, squeezing as tight as it can before biting down on his bicep. You hear him let out this agonizing cry as he pushes it away from him and manages to get free. It's 25, 30. $15, 30, 45, 60. Wait a second. Am I going crazy? No. Okay. Oh! No, that was the attack of opportunity. You see now in clear full view as this Undying practically leaps atop this woman and begins ripping her apart. You just see blood everywhere. 20 feet. 40 feet. Gendry, you're up.
I am going to...
Row.
What's up?
Said row.
I am going to... You know, I might as well. I will... You see, as I lift my hand up and like my fingertips like open up, and you see as like 3 clocks form on the outside of them and like forms up 3 darts, and I am going to cast magic missile.
Ooh, nice.
And I am going to target.
This one's already been damaged.
This one
if
has?
that makes it any easier.
Okay,
yep.
okay.
That's the
Yep.
In fact, that's the only other one that's been damaged.
I will try to finish that. So.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Those effects are so cool.
I know, right? All right. As Gendry does this, you see as these bolts shoot from his fingertips, splayed open, and with it straight into the chest of this creature. And you watch as it reels backwards on the steps, practically falling down before getting right back up.
Okay, Gendry, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I will use my ability to try to get judgment. If I can.
Okay.
That's embrace.
Okay.
Do I hit the die for that, or?
So you just hit the ability. There should be an ability for it. So you should be able to go to your like your features.
Yeah.
And it should be in your features.
Yeah, I see it. This. Oh.
Okay. All right. As you go about doing this, you see as the magic sizzles, clutching at the wounds, and you see as they begin to almost boil away at these sockets that have been created by the magical darts. And with it, its chest begins to cave in. However, it's still not enough to bring it down.
I was hoping that one point might do something.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that's all I have.
All right, Ulrin, you're up.
Okay. So Ulrin is going to. I'm gonna move across from. I forget to use his character's name. Elfros. So, should be better.
Yeah, you got. Yep, you're good.
And I'll attack with my longsword.
Okay, so you're flanking right now, so you get advantage on your attack.
Okay. Oh, it didn't give me the option to roll advantage.
Hit the
Oh, that was cool.
plus sign.
Okay. I will keep it 16.
Okay.
Is it still up?
Okay. So with the 16 to hit, 8 points of damage. All right, sorry, I'm just making sure everything's good to go. All right, as you go about doing this, you can see it's entirely focused on Elbros, and you simply swing up behind it and stab it directly through the back. And as you lift up and out, you create a literal hole in the creature's chest, cutting the rib cage in the process. And as you pull the blade out, it's still upright, standing like nothing even happened. Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna use my ability to and try to get the extra damage on there.
Okay. As you go about doing this, again, you see as your sword sizzles and burns, and you watch as the open wound on this creature, its innards begin to slip out, falling onto the ground in the process, disintegrating before your very eyes. However, it's still not enough.
Okay, that's gonna be my turn then. I got no bonus action.
Okay. Okay, I gotta make another roll here. What is happening? There we go. Okay. You see, as the one you've just shot darts into, Gendry, for some reason, entirely focused on Elpros, you watch as it turns to you. And you see as it lifts both clawed hands up, bones sticking out from where fingertips used to be, and reaches towards you. And that's a miss. Okay. Okay. Nope, still going after Elperos. Alright, Elperos, as you lift your shield, you feel as these wet, fleshy arms that stumps practically slam into your shield with a meat slap. And with it, you feel yourself buckle backwards. And then you realize Gendry next to you is being attacked in the process of trying to fend one off himself. The two of you fighting side by side. And right as this is happening, you see as a sword goes directly through its back in front of you. The sword coming out directly in front of you before being ripped out violently. Timber, you're up.
Okay, so refresh my memory. We were heading to the west side to look for this guy, right?
You were heading to the east side.
East side, sorry. Which way was the tavern? From where we're all at currently.
Oh, this is literally the tavern where I'm pinging right now.
Okay.
No joke.
Okay, cool. I didn't think we were that far. From where I'm, so that's not an issue. From where I'm at, do I have a good visual of where most people are running, or is it just or does it look like it's chaos and people just going everywhere?
It's chaos. People are going everywhere.
Okay. All right. I feel that is an adequate amount of questions that I'm allowed to ask. All right. So I will go by. Yeah, I got the ruler on. By. Oh, okay. So 10 feet north. I can't move him.
Okay.
I can't move.
1 second.
Oh, yeah.
What is happening right now?
I know, I threw your map completely out of whack.
Oh, that was weird. I just had my screen just kind of froze up for a second. No, so anyways, where do you want to move to?
Another 5 feet north.
Okay.
And then 10 feet west to get on that ledge there. Thank you. And then I will go ahead and take a shot at... Oops. This guy here.
Okay. That's a hit. All right. Elpros, as soon as you see the sword go through its back, Ulrin kicks it forward, it slams into your shield, and then you see an arrow go directly through its eye. It hovers just for a brief moment before you watch it fall to the ground.
Oh.
Okay. This poor son of a bitch.
I thought about saving him, but I'm like,
He's gonna disengage.
Oh,
And
good for him.
run straight towards you. Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. You hear him looking at his arm. You can see mangled flesh hanging off of his bicep from where this creature bit him. And he looks to you, eyes frantic, screaming, "Help! Help!" as you see him rushing forward, practically stumbling along at this point. Elpros, you're up.
Okay. I'm going. I feel really bad about ignoring the guy. Wait. But I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to focus. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame again on this guy right here. Let's see.
One second, guys.
No
I just had a
problem.
weird snafu just happened. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Foundry, but I'm trying to figure it out. Hopefully, yep, okay, that fixed it. Just had to refresh my screen. Okay. Okay, so you use Sacred Flame on which one? I'm sorry. I didn't see which one you targeted.
The one
Okay,
diagonal to the right to
northerly
me.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, it's rolling for a saving throw. That's dexterity. Oof. Okay, it fails.
Perfect.
All right. At this point, you see as flames shoot down, overtaking the creature, Gendry, right in front of you, and you see as it flails about, its arms slapping towards you, on fire at this point. You hear it shriek and cry out as it lunges towards you. Okay.
Sorry, the bone for just to clarify. So this is the oh, it's not letting me do that thing. Dang it. So the guy diagonal to the right of us, is that a fiend or is he the person yelling?
That's the commoner yelling, screaming
yeller?
for help. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna use my movement. Oh wait, but that would provoke action. Okay, but Elpros is still gonna do it. He's gonna take his movement, and go to the Oh wait, I can't. Oh shit. Can I cast? Oh, I can use my feature for my order. So I'm going to take my movement over to him, and then
Is it an action?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's find out.
I think it is.
Oh, it says I don't have permission to view the sheet.
What? Hold on. It should be on your character. Hold on, let me find out.
Let's see.
I'll look real quick.
Let me see.
It should be in your features.
Yes. So I'm in the features right now, and it's
Oh, it should be under active abilities in your features.
Oh. Active abilities. Oh. See it.
Oh, it's an action. Okay.
Oh, it's an action. Poop.
Yep.
All right.
And you have to touch a creature as an action.
Okay, I'm going to I'm just gonna stand by him and then have him stand behind me and put my shield up.
Okay. Seeing this once again, you go into a defensive action, getting ready to defend. All right. Okay. And don't need to roll a d20 for this. That is... Oh, here it comes, Timber.
Bring it on!
Okay. You see as it jumps, grabbing onto the side of the roof and climbing its way up. All the while, you see it too late, still mid-shot, as it riles up the side of this building. Or, I'm sorry, it writhes up the side of this building right next to you before going to jump directly at you.
I have a question. I mean, I'm not able to move in the game, but I wanted to go next to him. Would that provoke an attack opportunity?
Oh, you can't move right now?
Yeah. Or it could be me. It could be my laptop.
Oh, weird. So if you click on it and you're able to click on it, use your arrow keys, and that should help you.
So she's
move it.
not able to click on anything on the game screen, but she can access her character sheet from Foundry Point. It's not letting her
Oh,
click on
that's
any of the icons.
super weird.
I'm guessing it's the laptop. That's
Let
what I'm
me
thinking.
look at your token really quick and see if there's anything weird about the permissions going on. So I'm looking at the settings on the token. It says, yeah, it says you have permissions. That's super strange.
I might have her reload the page real quick.
Yeah, that might help.
So
Timber.
Yes, sir.
This is what happens. As you're sitting there looking on at this thing snaking up next to you, it reaches out and you try to go backwards, but you don't have anywhere to run but up. And as you attempt to get free and clear going upwards, it takes a bony hand and grips onto your calf before ripping down it. And you feel an intense pain shoot through your leg as you watch blood immediately begin to flow. You take 5 points of damage.
Ouch. Oh, nice. I didn't have to math that. Thanks, sir.
All right. This one doesn't have to roll. Okay, this one comes right here. Okay. Timber, this is what you see happen. It immediately jumps, reaching up, hanging off of the roof, trying to grab at your feet and pull you off the roof. Give me an opposing athletics check.
That's a 1.
Okay, this is what you see happen. Timber has his legs pulled out from underneath him, and you hear this thud as he slams into the rooftop before being pulled off and slamming down onto the stone below. Okay, you are considered restrained right now. It immediately jumps on top of you, and you begin a fight for your life. Okay. Well, this is a cheap shot. Okay, what's your AC?
16.
Okay, it misses. You see as another one rushes up to your side, taking clear advantage of this as you're sitting there holding the neck of this undying, trying to prevent it desperately from biting your face off. And another one snakes up from the side and goes to lunging at you, and you manage to veer the other undying's body directly in front of it, using its own body to block its ally.
Hey, I'm just throwing this out there. You gave that thing an advantage on attacks, yeah?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good.
All damage.
No, it wasn't far enough.
Yay.
3, 4,
Not trying
5.
to get killed.
I have
Shut
to
up,
roll
Kyle.
a d20 here. Here comes the d20. Let's get it determined. And it, okay, no, it's all right. Elperos, as you rush up to this man's side, going towards him at this point, this is what you see happen. He manages to slip out of the way at the very last second as this thing rushes from behind him and tries to grab him. And you just see him dart to the side, almost as if perfectly, being able to dodge out of the way of this thing.
Ooh, ooh.
No, 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 no.
You know,
no.
I'm actually curious about something. I just realized something. Hold on. 1 second, guys.
All good.
For some
Yeah,
reason,
good.
I have one roll that's not showing up. I don't know what's going on. That's so strange. Are you guys seeing the rolls on the screen?
No, we're just seeing the turn marker.
Okay, so hold on. So you guys aren't seeing anything on the screen for rolls? When
No.
I do rolls, you're not seeing anything.
No, not for you.
No.
Weird. Okay, I thought that was enabled. You guys should be able to see that stuff. Oh, okay. Anyways, you see as the other one, all of you, at this point, hearing the commotion happening to your northeast, perfectly lit as a torch is directly above Timber's head. He's gripping with both hands onto this thing's chest as well as its neck as he veers to the right, this Undying lunging towards him, and then another one snakes up directly on the other side, and he kicks out with his foot, and you watch as it immediately falls down and begins trying to claw at him, hitting only stone in the process. You're getting mighty lucky, my friend.
Yup.
Okay. Gendry, you're up.
Seeing the chaos going on across here, I am going to slowly try to erode this creature some more. Oh fuck, that's the target. That one.
Okay. Okay, Constitution saving throw. Okay, it fails.
Oh.
And it falls prone.
Yep.
I must say, I've never seen that spell before.
Okay, as you go about doing this, you see as it motions forward almost very quickly, as if being forced to accelerate before falling flat on its face, confused, trying to figure out exactly what's happening before looking up. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, 'cause I don't want to take up.
Okay. Bolrin, you're up.
Boy, this is a confusing situation. Okay, so for just right for now, Bolrin's going to 20, pop up. Oh, not on top of diagonally, and then just take a swing at this guy and try to just knock him down, or
Okay.
knock him out at least. And do I get an advantage to the villager or?
Yes, it's an ally.
Okay.
It's not somebody that's hostile to you, so you're good. Okay, that's a hit. All right. Immediately, you swing up to the side of it. You can see as the creature's attention is drawn towards you for a brief moment. However, it's not quick enough as you slash at its side. And with it, you see as it opens up and this foul liquid begins to pour out, almost like water, falling immediately to the pavement, mixing with the rain, washing through the streets. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Unfortunately, that's all I can do.
Okay. All right,
I
D20.
need to kill.
Okay. All right. Elperos, once again, you hear this from behind as you see the figure still on fire, writhing up behind you, getting ready to attack. However, you hear it coming a mile away and immediately dodge backwards. It almost falls flat on its face, still on fire, coming at you. All right. Timber. So as a reminder, everyone has 1 point of inspiration here.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I wish I would have remembered that. I would have done it on my left. That's right. What do I do to get out of her strength? It doesn't give me a idea.
So you have to give me an opposing athletics check or acrobatics check in order to escape.
I would love to do an acrobatics.
Okay, go ahead. All right, gonna be hard to beat that. All right, here comes the strength check. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ooh, okay. Whew. Oh man, that was close. That was real close. You're freed.
Okay. And that so to stand up it uses
Half your movement.
half movement, so I've got 15 feet. And the opposing athletics check was my action? Or
Yes.
what was... So I have...
15 feet of movement, a bonus action, an object or action, and a reaction.
Right, okay. Okay.
So this thing's prone. It can't make an attack of opportunity on you.
Right.
This thing's above you. It can't make an attack of opportunity on you. It's too far away. So
Okay.
the only two you really have to worry about are the one to your southeast and the one to your south.
Okay. I'm gonna throw something at you. You let me know if this is an option.
Okay.
Could I utilize my inspiration to could I use my inspiration to dash?
No. Can't get additional actions through that stuff.
Alright, let's see. Let me think here. Alright. So I have 15 movement and a bonus action. Bonus action doesn't really do a whole lot. Okay. I will... Since... So movement would have to be... I can't go over this guy, right? Because he's not on the ground. Or is he...
You
would
can.
I be able... Okay, cool. So 5, 10, 15. Alright. 5, 10, 15.
Okay.
Okay. let's all right. Yep. Let's see what happens.
Okay, that's a miss.
Ah.
Oh, here we go. Here's the next one. And that's a hit.
Okay.
Okay. As you're sitting there trying desperately to get free, you kick the Undying off in front of you, and it falls backwards, but not before getting immediately back up and lunging towards you. The other one to your right, knocked down on the ground. You quickly leap over as the one to your left lunges forward and slams down into the spot you just were, but not before a bony claw reaches out and slashes you across the face as you leap over the figure. In the process of this, you take 4 points of damage. You have a gash wound on your face right now.
What is that? Does that do anything significant?
No, it's just
Okay.
it's
just
a
a
mark
wound.
of being a veteran.
Yeah.
You got that eye cut.
There we go. There we go.
No.
Bonus action. I don't think I have. I'm going through all my stuff right now. See if there's anything. Nope. Nope. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. The commoner. Well, he's gonna run. Okay. He's gonna do this. That's a miss. Oh, no, that's a hit. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is what you see happen. Elperos directly in front of you. You see as the man turns to you and he goes, "Help!" And then immediately turns as he hears it moaning behind him. And as he goes to run north, he gets right around 5 feet before it reaches an arm out and grips into his back. And you hear him cry out in pain as you see these clawed fingertips dig into his flesh. He falls down to his knees before the creature grabs hold of his face and bites his neck. At this point, there's just blood all over the area. This undead thing in front of you quickly makes short work of the man. He dies. All right, Elperos, you're up.
We're just gonna look a little bit in a panic at the man as he wanted to help him and just try to focus. He's going to take his movement. It's 5. I can do this. 5, 10, 15, 20. Wait. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Or is this the roof?
I'd ping it.
Or this.
Yeah, you can move there.
Okay.
Just be aware you take 2 attacks of opportunity by moving there.
I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit because.
Okay, I'm sorry, not 2, 1, because
Okay.
this one already used it.
Okay, I'm gonna risk it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna see how far this is from this guy.
Ooh, it's a miss. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. I'm gonna. Yeah. Is it? Okay. Yeah. And then I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on this guy.
Okay.
What?
Give me
I did.
Those are some fancy ass dice.
I
All
might
right.
have hit it twice on accident.
No, you're fine. Ooh, that's a 6. Oh, no, it's a failure because it's got minuses. I rolled a 15 for it, so, and it's got, yeah. All right,
yeah.
so that's a success. All right. As you go about doing this, you see as it is trying to get up from being knocked down by whatever acceleration Gendry did to it. And in the process, more flames shoot down, encompassing it. And you see as this radiant flame overtakes it. You hear as it screams out as it tries to stand up. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do?
No. That's it.
Okay. This thing jumps down. It's 5 feet of movement. 5 feet. 5 feet. That is a critical hit.
Bring it on.
Okay, here comes the D100.
It does. I mean, anything that hits me right now is it's not looking
That is a major effect.
good. Sweet. How many points of
Okay.
damage does it do?
You're down.
Oh yeah. What's the total?
The total here is 12 points of damage.
Wow, 3 more points and I would have been killed.
Okay. All right, you see as it leaps down from the roof line and begins sprinting after Timber, at which point it dives behind him, and you see as it knocks him to the ground, and oddly enough, you see as Timber, trying mid-leap from this thing, tries to defend himself, only to fall backwards, and without the actual hit from this thing, it falls on top of him, and he hits his head on the curb of the walkway, and with it, you see he's out cold. All
This
right.
$1 million baby did.
Okay. Oh, I gotta roll a d20. Okay, it goes for Timber.
Ooh. No, don't crit.
It's an automatic crit on
Yeah.
anybody that's unconscious.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Elperos, you see as this thing immediately descends on Timber, and you see his boot sticking out at an odd angle from where he fell unconscious, and it immediately leaps down, and you see as it grabs hold of his foot and bites down. You can watching leather literally being ripped apart in front of you as it clamps down, biting as hard as it can. Okay, you are at 2 death saving throws.
Fair enough.
Okay, this thing stands up. No longer prone. D20. Okay. This is what happens. Elperos, as you're in the midst of watching all of this happen, you see as another... Oh, what?
I didn't realize it was gonna pop up like that. Sorry. I thought that, but it was still on the roof, and that's why. Okay, sorry. I just feel really bad.
No, I
s-
was on the ground.
You see as it
I'm so
rushes over towards you, Elperos, before lunging directly at you. That is a hit. Alright, Elperos, as you're in the midst of watching this horrifying situation take place, it rushes up to your side and catches you off guard. You go to throw your shield in the way just at the last second, however, it's too late, and it gets through your defensive barrier before raking a claw out across your chest, and with it, you feel as a deep wound cuts across your skin and into your muscle. You take 6 points of damage.
I fall to the ground.
Are you gonna go prone?
I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I have them on my notes.
You-
But that would probably. I have.
You got healed by Bolrin.
I did. That never mind.
Yep.
Just kidding.
Yep, you're at 4 hit points right now.
Great.
She gets hit and plays dead.
Oh no!
No!
No.
I'm just gonna pause it. It's fine.
Alright, Bolrin, you are under attack. Actually, hold on. I have to roll for the d20. Damn, I keep forgetting this. Nope. Alright, Bolrin, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity. I'm gonna move it right there for right now until you make it.
Ooh, max damage.
Well
To
done.
my wrath, bitch.
That's a hit. Okay, as you go about doing this, you see as it goes to move forward, getting ready to rush up behind Elperos, but not before you stab it through the neck. and with it, you carried the sword out the back near its, basically its vertebrae and snap the spine in the process, severing it entirely. And you watch as its entire body goes limp on the spot. Okay.
I'm hunting undead.
That is... Okay. Okay, D20. Nope. Okay. What's your AC?
Ooh.
This is for Elperos.
Oh, duh, yeah. That my AC
Don't
means
forget-
nothing.
Oh, sorry. My AC is 13.
You have a +2 because of the shield.
Oh, the shield.
I did,
Yep,
I did.
15.
So it's 15.
Okay. All right.
Oh wait, does that? Oh yeah, never mind.
Yep, Elperos, at the very last second, you see as this thing rushes up to your side. All the while, you're distracted by the one that just tried to snake up behind you. Bolrin decapitates practically. And in the process, this rushes over and lunges towards you. And at the very last second, you throw your shield in the way, deflecting what surely would have been a lethal blow. Okay. Gendry, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm running away. Who's
All right.
damaged right now?
Right now, you're looking over at Timber. He's literally being attacked by two of them on the ground. You're fairly certain he's gonna die.
Which ones look damaged? Any of them or no?
The one behind you is literally, it's on fire and it doesn't even know where it's going at this point.
How about any of these?
This is a quick glance around from you. So the one to the northeast over here, Elperos has blasted with the sacred flame. You can see it still has flecks of fire sprouting up all over its body from where the spell, the prayer took place.
I will try to slow down his movement by messing with time around him by shooting a blast ray across.
Okay, that's a hit. And that is half movement? Oh, 10 feet less movement. Okay. Okay. As you go about doing this, you see as this ray strikes out and it succumbs to an age almost as it speeds forward in time, decomposing even more as this happens. And in the process, you watch as it slows at the same time, trying to move forward towards Elperos. And its movements almost seem weighted at this point. Okay, Bolrin, you see Timber about to die. You have no doubt any longer this is the end.
Bolrin sees this and he runs next to Timber and he will he'll cast Lay on Hands and add.
Okay.
Give him 1 HP, bring him back up to 1.
Okay. Okay, so no more death saving throws.
God.
And he'll look down and say, "You're not dying today."
All right. You see as Bolrin is clutching you, telling you this, and you realize the severity of your situation as you hear this all around you as they come back in for another attack. All right. Gendry, the one directly behind you, on fire and just flailing at this point, turns to attack you. What's your AC?
14.
Okay, it swings at you and you can hear it these grotesque sounds coming out of its burnt body behind you, and you quickly step away, trying to avoid it entirely. You successfully avoid the attack.
Fine.
Okay, Timber, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm on the ground currently, yeah.
Yep, that's correct. So half
right.
your movement to stand up.
Alright, I like to do half my movement to stand up, and then I will use my action. I'm going to take four attacks of opportunity if I move.
Disengage, pretty much the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
If you disengage, obviously there's no attacks or opportunity and you can get clear, but there's definitely... Oh, there you go!
Yeah.
Go hide behind Elpros.
Yeah. I just need... Son of a bitch. Okay. Let's see what happens. So instead of taking a disengage action, Timber's gonna stand up, bloody and all, pull out both his short swords,
Okay.
and take the dodge action.
Okay, intriguing. Okay, so disadvantage to attack.
Living dangerously.
Wow, living real dangerously. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I put that. That's what I meant to do.
Degeneration!
Degenerating? What?
Generate.
Okay. Okay, Elperos. You see as Timber stands up back to back with Bolrin at this point, as the two of them are getting ready to try and fend off this quartet of Undying. Okay, what are you doing? Oh, whoops. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to go right up to Bolrin and use use what's it called? Cadwin's touch.
Yep. Ooh, fancy dice. All right, nice.
So that will be
Bolrin?
my...
Wait, did you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Timber?
Timber, yes, I swear.
Oh my god.
No.
I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
Lucy, do you just want me to die?
I'm at max health. I'm not gonna get
I
any
don't blame
benefit
you.
from this.
Okay, at this point, as you see this, Elperos moves forward, and with it, with a simple word, touching down at Timber's shoulder, and you feel as your wounds magically begin to heal over in an instant as a small flash of light occurs around you.
And then I'm going to put up my shield again, and hopefully prepare for another attack. I
Okay.
don't think I have any other bonus actions.
Okay, here comes the D20. That's a failure. Okay. It's going for you, Elperos. That is a miss. You see as it lunges out, just practically ignoring Timber. And frankly, you have no idea why. You realize his back was exposed during this time, and it immediately ventures over, trying desperately to get at Elperos. And you see as it lunges towards him, and at the very last second, again, using that instinct, that reaction with the shield, you slam into its hands and deflect the blow. Okay, here comes the D20. Oh my gosh. Okay, attack of opportunity from Bolrin and Timber. Damn.
Bro.
And you both have melee out, so you both get it.
Let's go.
I knew there was a reason why I was gonna do it. On this one?
Yep, it's the
There
one
we
in the
go,
south.
baby.
Ooh, almost 20.
Ooh, let's go.
Those are both hits.
Ooh. Welcome to the blender!
All right, this is what you see happen. Timber, you flip around, short sword in hand, and manage to hack it in the back. All the while, Bolrin, using his sword arm, hacks at it from the front, and you see as this almost scissor-like movement between the two of you cuts into its side at such a awkward angle that its intestines slip out and begin to drag along the ground as it rushes around towards Elperos, getting behind him. Alright, so it gets advantage on attack here.
Rip.
Hope for the best.
Papa Procoli.
Oh! It's a critical hit!
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Here comes the D100.
Papa Procoli, where are you?
Wow! Okay. Okay, this is what you see happen. Elperos, you're there just for a brief moment, and as you look back towards Timber, practically look him in the eye, you see as he's just hacked in this thing and flips back around, only to look on at you, Bolrin looking directly at you as well, as this thing tackles you to the ground from the side, taking a clawed hand and digging into the side of your neck. Ooh. You gag for a brief moment as you feel the blood pouring away from your body. You are at 0 hit points. Okay, you are prone and unconscious.
Well.
Okay. D20. Oh, it goes for Timber.
You seemed a little too excited about that, Miles.
It's a 2. All right, you see as it lunges out towards you, and interestingly enough, you see as it veers its attention away from the easiest target of all, Elperos, going directly for you. Something's not right. Beginning the new round?
What's up?
Okay. This is what you see. I'm sorry. Actually, this is not what you see. Everybody give me your passive perceptions.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
15.
16.
Okay. If you have higher than a 15, let me know.
Yep, 16.
Okay.
15.
All right. So the only person at this point who knows what's going on is Timber. Timber, to the west of you, you hear something, and you're not entirely sure what it is at first, but it doesn't sound good. You see as the sky is lit up, and you can clearly see what is torchlight moving along the streets, and you can hear a crowd. All right. Moving on. What's your AC on Bolrin? I think it's 18. 18? Okay, that misses. Just shy. All right.
Heavy armor for the win.
Yep. Gendry, you are up. You watch as Elpros is tackled to the ground as this thing rips into his neck. What are you doing? Remember, this thing is still on fire behind you.
Turn around. Hit my staff. A weapon. God damn it.
That's it. That's actually a hit. And okay. This is what you see happen as it sitting there, stretching out arms towards you, on fire. You take your staff, slamming directly into its forehead, and you watch as its head practically splits in two from the pressure of the staff and falls to the ground, unmoving, on fire.
Oh, yeah. I will then. Actually, I'm going to take this step towards the opening of this cavern. So if I have to run in, I have to.
Okay. Okay. Bolrin, you're up.
Bolrin's going to see that. Elfros is down, so he's going to reach over and once again cast his. I'm going to put my last point of laying on hands.
Okay.
Get Elfros to 1 HP.
All right, you're up.
And let's see. I moved quickly. Get opportunity attacks, so that's not great.
You could move here, just as a suggestion.
Yeah, you know, I do think I'm just gonna move right here, and then I'll probably end my turn there.
Okay. Timber, you're up.
Right. I would like to. You decide bonus action or action to pick Elpros up. Like, lift them to their feet.
Okay, so you can use your movement to do that, but it's half your movement.
That's fine.
Okay, so you are no longer prone.
Alright. And then I will.
Okay, so no longer taking the dodge action?
No longer taking the dodge action. Free action, when you say a sentence, it's 7 words?
Yep, you can do that.
Okay. I just had it too before that, so. I'm saying this loud enough so they can all hear it, of course. Get in the tavern. More are coming. And then I will move. Let's see. Feet. How many opportunity attacks is that? 3?
Yes. Are you sure you want to do that?
Free action that. I will.
I give you a scope of what's going on, if that helps.
Sure.
Okay, this one has been attacked repeatedly.
Okay.
It's on fire right now at this point with the sacred flames. This one has not been attacked at all.
Yeah.
This one has not been attacked at all.
Okay.
And this one has also been attacked repeatedly. It's got several wounds on it.
Okay. Would I be able to slip past Elpros? So what? 10 feet and then move 5 feet right here?
Yeah, so the only caveat here is I need an athletics check or an acrobatics check from you to be able to get through that. What's your passive acrobatics? As strange as that sounds.
Passive?
Yep. Because this determines whether or not you get to move through their space unhindered.
15.
Okay, 15? Okay,
Yeah.
so that means you get 2. So you could actually move through 2 enemy spaces without having to worry about anything. You are going to get 1 attack of opportunity on you, though.
From this guy?
For moving. Yep.
Okay.
You want to risk it?
All right. Yeah, I'll risk it for the biscuit.
Okay.
I'll move there.
That's a miss! It was almost a 20!
Oh no! Oh god, that would have been bad. And then
All right.
I'll use my short swords to attack.
Okay.
And
That's a hit. You come up behind it, and as you see it lunges out towards you, you slip up from its side, take the short sword, and jab it straight through its chest where its heart would be. You twist the blade before kicking forward and knocking it down to the ground. It stops moving.
perfect. Oh wait, I wasn't done.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, your bonus action, right?
Yeah, bonus action. I would like to take my other short sword and attack this one.
Okay, give me the roll.
I know you can't add proficiency, or not proficiency.
Ability modifier, yep.
Yeah. So whatever you got a minus from it. Oh, there's just the general roll. Oh, it's a 2 anyways.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Fair enough.
Yes. Actually, that's a hit. Holy shit.
No, really?
Hold on. Yeah,
Then-
hold on. No, well, it gets -2, right? Oh, no. What's your ability modifier?
Ability modifier is a +5.
Oh, that's a 4
you-
then.
You
Okay,
add.
yeah, that's a miss.
I think you take away the proficiency. I don't think you take away the ability. Is that correct?
I think it's the ability
Well, regardless, it'd be a
modifier. I might.
7.
Let's double check really quick. That way we don't have any questions going forward. Take 2 seconds to figure it out. Okay, so dual weapon. I'm looking at it right now.
Ability modifier.
It's ability modifier.
Okie dokie. Now we know.
So you keep your proficiency bonus, you lose the ability modifier. Okay, yeah, you have to take the 2-weapon fighting style in order to keep the ability modifier, which is pretty goddamn good.
For my character, at least, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, as you go about doing this, you swing with your offhand, and it just goes just shy of hitting it directly in its chest. However, it lunges at an odd angle towards you at the very last second, not hitting. Okay, Elpros, you're up. What are you doing?
Well, they. How many? I'm guessing I will take 3.
If you-
attacks of-
Correct. Unless you disengage, you're pretty much getting hit by 3 attacks opportunity if you move.
Okay, I'm gonna disengage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to move towards the tavern. There.
Okay. You're under the roof. You're literally right at the door.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you can do? Just a bonus action.
Oh, yeah,
So-
that's all I can do. I don't have any bonus actions that would really help. I don't think.
Okay. All right, here comes the D20. Ooh, no, it attacks Timber. Exciting. All right.
What's new?
And Jesus, are you shitting me? Oh,
Is it a crit?
poor. Yes.
Oh, Tim.
You poor bastard. Well,
man.
it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. I gotta roll the D100 because it could be a lot worse. Hold on. It's not 100. You're lucky. Okay, it's just double
good.
damage.
Oh,
All right,
good.
this is what happens. Timber, as you slash at this thing and it falls into you at this odd angle as you miss, it takes both hands and clutches out towards you, and you feel as one of them gets through your armor, digging into the side of your ribs and cuts across at the ridges in your ribs, and you feel as it cuts down to the cartilage, and you feel this gaping wound on your chest as you push it away from you in agony now. You take 8 points of damage.
Woo! That's a win. I don't care what
Wow.
anyone says. That's a
That
win.
That's insane.
Like I said, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Here comes number 2. I'm not joking. Okay, here's the D20. And it goes for Elperos. I need an attack of opportunity from Bolrin. That's a hit.
Ew.
All right, as you smack into its back, you see as it's already hobbling along from the wounds that it's taken. And with this, you practically, like a meat cleaver, catch in its back. And all of a sudden, you see as it is confused as to why it can't move anymore and falls to the ground.
Attacks of opportunity are saving the day right now.
Okay. That one already went. Now this one is giving it a D20. Okay. It goes for you, Bolrin.
The turned tables.
And that is a miss. You see as it reaches out to grab you and manages to rake a clawed hand along your armor with no effect at all. Okay, Gendry, you're up.
I'm gonna try to erode its life and make it prone so that way Timber can finish it off.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. Ooh, it succeeds.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like the one thing that it's good at. All right. You see as you issue forth the spell, and with it, you watch as it shrugs off the effect, as if, some semblance of the spell failed in its invocation. As you sit there, trying to figure out exactly what went wrong, it lunges at Timber once again. Bolren, you're up.
I'm just gonna try to just take a strike at the one in front of me.
Ooh, I'm sorry. No, keep going with your turn, but I'm going to explain something. The rest of you can now hear this as you see the street down from you light up with torches, and you see a crowd, an angry mob making their way towards you. All right, Bolrin. Seeing this momentary distraction, you take your sword arm, winding it up before hitting into the chest near the gut as hard as you can. And with it, it extends an arm out, latching onto your armor as you violently thrust the sword into its gut even further. And you watch as in front of you, just ichor spills out of it all over your legs, your armor, everything. The ground is slick with this disgusting filth. Okay.
With my movement, I'm just gonna pop to the other side of it real quick, just to be a little closer to the door.
Okay. Timber, you're up.
All right, Timber is going to disengage. I feel like that's a good option. And take movement to that side of the door there.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
And then object interaction, I will put my swords away and then I don't know if bonus action I can just draw my bow.
So it's an object interaction to put weapons away, and it's an object interaction to draw weapons. So you get one object interaction.
Okay, then yeah, I'll put my swords away.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to do?
Because disengage is an action, correct?
Yep.
Then nope, I'm good to go.
Okay. All right, Elperos, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna Sacred Flame the one next to Bullrun. Let's see, spells, Sacred Flame.
Big numbers. Oh, nice. Okay, Bullrun, you see as the figure in front of you. Make it a roll.
Big money, no whammy.
It's a failure. Okay, you see as it immediately is bathed in this radiant light catching fire, and it screams out as it reaches towards you. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Alperos?
He's gonna yell, "Hurry!" to Bullrun.
Okay. Okay, D20. Ooh, okay, goes for Bullrun. That is a miss. It lunges towards you at this point, entirely focused on you, Bullrun. The two of these things in front of you, you're desperately trying to fend them off in use of everything you have. All of you at this point have expended some bits of energy to a point where you feel a tiredness coming at you. Okay. Alright, starting the new round. From behind you, Bullrun, Gendry, the two of you can see it clearly from where you're at, around the corner of the building. The mob is about halfway down the street, and you can see they clearly know what's happening at this point as you see some of them take off into a sprint, running forward with torches, pitchforks, clubs, everything they have. Okay. Gendry, you're up.
Alright, I will, the one that I still have to crouch with, I would toss out another Ray of Frost at it.
Okay. I was gonna say, oh, there we go. Okay, that's a hit. Oh, whoops. All right, you immediately blast out, targeting it, and you watch as it slows its movements, all the while decomposing in the process. And you see as its heavy movements try to attack Bullrun.
How far
Okay,
did you
nice.
say there are?
About halfway down the street. It's maybe about 150 feet.
Oh. That's it.
Okay, Bullrun, you're up. What are you doing?
So I'm going to just attack the one in front of me real quick.
Okay. That's a hit. All right. It lunges in towards you, and you pull your sword arm backwards as you preemptively deflect it with your shield directly into your sword arm as it falls forward, practically inserting the blade into its own chest cavity. As this happens, it shoots out the back of the creature, and you have to use your shield to pry it off your blade. It falls to the ground unmoving.
Okay, and then I will take the opportunity attack and get up to the stairs with the rest of the group.
Okay. Watch, guys. Here comes the one attack that hits Bullrin the entire.
Bro,
No, it's a miss.
God, I love that heavy armor.
All right, it reaches out towards you, trying to grab you. However, your armor completely avoids any kind of damage as you hear it scrape along the metal with its claws.
Okay, and that's gonna be my turn.
Okay, Timber, you're up.
I have long arms, like significantly long arms. Could I literally grab everybody and throw them in the building?
You could use your object interaction to open the door and then push one person inside.
Can I use my inspiration to push 2 people inside?
No.
Really
No.
trying, yeah.
Because your action is to drag somebody.
Gotcha. Right. I'm going to. I'll use my object interaction to open the door. I will grab Gendry by the back, kind of not like the back of his collar, but kind of like next to his collarbone, like on his shoulder almost. Kind of get my like nails underneath his armor and like swing him around, and kind of in one swift move and bring him in at the same time I do.
Okay, Gendry, are you gonna fight this or are you gonna accept the movement?
No, I'm not allowing.
Okay. Go ahead, give me an opposing athletics check. Here comes, guys.
Holy crap.
Athletic.
All right, Gendry, you feel as this force just basically rips you backwards as you're unexpecting this, getting ready to go into the midst of another casting as you're pulled inside the building, and Timber practically holding you back as he's waiting for the others to enter inside. I mean, needless to say, you were not expecting this. Okay.
Reaction. Everybody in! Seal the door! And that's all I got.
Okay. Elperos.
I'm gonna cast again Sacred Flame on this guy. The one in front of Bullrin. Let's see.
Okay.
What?
Okay, that's a success.
Huzzah.
Literally rolled a 3. Okay. All right. Okay. At this point, seeing this, more flames shoot down as you call out in prayer. And with it, the blinding light encompasses the creature, catching it on fire. You see it as it reaches out, grabbing blindly at the air before trying to rush forward and grab the closest of you. Okay. D20. Oh, goes for Bullrin.
Bring it on.
Crit. No, I'm joking. And a natural 1. All right, Bullrin, as it reaches forward towards you, on fire now at this point, it grabs hold of your waist, and you quickly take your sword arm and punch out, clocking it across the chin with your hilt. All right. It takes 1 point of damage. Okay. Gendry, you're up. The door is open. As you look around, you can see all 3 of the people that were, in the tavern itself, basically sitting around drinking their sorrows away, are huddled in the corner. Some of them, 2 of them in fact, holding up chairs. The other one with, pathetically, a dagger, just standing there like something's gonna come in the door. The tavern owner is nowhere to be seen.
I swipe. Consider the fact that I'm like 290 pounds. I just swipe Timber's arm and look at him. They must be eradicated, and I just step back out.
Okay.
And then
As you step out.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
Nope. Go ahead.
And as soon as I step out, I will cast yet another ray of frost.
That's a hit. As you blast it, this time it falls forward, trying desperately to grab a hold of Bolrin yet again. However, its movements are erratic, and you watch as it shakes about, unable to control its own direction. Okay, Bolrin, you're up.
I think I'm just gonna attack it. Damn, only a 10.
Okay, that's actually a hit.
Oh, okay.
All right. As this happens, you take your sword and slam down, hacking off one of its arms. However, it's still coming on at you. And it reaches out, grabbing towards your shield. And at this point, you just stab forward and kick it off the steps. It falls back, still on fire. Okay, guys.
I say, everybody inside, now. So,
Okay, what are you guys doing?
I would try to get inside, try to get Elfros inside where it's a little less crazy.
Okay. Is everybody going inside? Is anybody staying?
I'll go inside but kind of keep it like open where I can figure out what this mob is about.
Alpers
Okay.
is gonna go inside and see if any of the people inside the bar are hurt.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, looking at the tavern, are there any windows or are they all boarded up?
Surprisingly, they're all bordered with shutters. Like there's nothing outside that's going to be exposed if they don't want it to be. And you got a feeling they keep it that way because of the threat of the Undying.
So as Bolrin walks inside, he's going to stop, concentrate, and cast Divine Sense
Okay.
to see if there's anything within 60 feet of them.
Okay.
As he's, I don't know how long that takes, if it's an action or not, if it's instantaneous.
It's a one action.
Okay, cool. Then I'll let you finish your thing then.
Yeah.
All right. As this happens, you can hear the sound, the screams of this mob outside. Sultan! Sultan! As you see Gendry, this giant mob, begin to proceed down the street, taking torches, already dead bodies of Undying, pitchforks being stabbed into them, being cudgeled with these clubs to such an extreme that they're mashed to a pulp. All the while, you see a very large, round man making his way, basically at, mid-mob crowd, walking in the middle. You've seen this man before. In fact, you almost immediately recognize him. Even though he's not saying anything or doing anything, you saw him on your way into the city. The one riling up the crowd outside, getting ready to assault the woman.
If I could smile, I'd kind of smile at the fact that these bodies are getting tortured.
I don't know if Gendry is in the doorway or just kind of like peering out from a slight
I'm just kind
distance.
of peering out. Like, I'm in
Okay.
the doorway, like, peering out.
Timber's not going to take any risk, and he proceeds to attempt to shut the door. I say attempt because I don't know what Gendry's going to do, but he'd like to shut the door and start. And let me just see if that's an option first.
As you... but
You can see at this point, Gendry, as you're looking out, this is all taking place very quickly. The mob rushing in, stabbing at the corpses, doing everything possible to eradicate any signs of the Undying. And then you see something even more horrifying. As you're looking out into the street, you can see several other people who had been wounded, bitten, slashed, or otherwise from the Undying, being dragged behind by several horses. You can see them tied up and bound, as several of them are pleading, crying for help at this point. You know what's coming next. As they're dragged through the streets, this figure stops and begins commanding the others. And you see as this man looks out and says, "Brothers, sisters, in the name of Valdrax, dispose any of the Undying that remain. Bring the wounded forward for inspection." And it's a command that cuts through the din of the rain. At this point, Gendry, looking on at this, you see as the city dwellers are immediately venturing off like a spider web throughout the city, just quickly dispersing, leaving this man and only a handful of others in the area. You can see those figures around him, however, are gripping their weapons with the intensity of soldiers, and in fact, they're armed to the teeth like it as well. The bald man begins ordering the others for, this display of what's happening.
Does any of them
When you
resemble the
go ahead.
description of who we were looking for?
As you look on, you were looking for a greasy-haired man, just someone that looked very unkempt. None of these people really match to the description. However, as you're looking at this figure, you do take note of something. He is in the midst of, this, ritualistic transformation as what you have no doubt is a priest of Valdrax. You can see tattoos practically embroidered into the top of his bald head. Now, you recognize this as, something very, very intense. This is not normal. You also notice that he's carrying a precious book to one of such a faith. Something you know is undoubtedly the Valdraxian Necantus. You've seen priests dedicated to the god of death on occasion, but never one of such an odd appearance. You can see as he looks around, and as you get a look at his face in this torchlight, you can see a milky white eye lays dead in its socket while the other stares around with an intensity, rarely blinking. Okay. So for you, Gendry, who you're holding the door, I need you to make a roll for a stealth check here in order to not be seen.
So did I sense anything with my divine sense?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to keep up with you. No,
Okay.
you did not sense anything.
So it's within 60 feet of us is clear.
Also,
Yeah.
Also,
yes.
while that whole explanation of what's going on right at the moment, was I able to intervene and try and shut the door before this happens?
In the process you doing that, you could. I'm gonna be honest with you, like you'd be able to look out the slats in the windows anyways.
That's what I was thinking. But yeah, I asked if I was able to shut the door and to see if Gentry would allow me. Is that a thing?
Well, I mean, are you gonna tell Gendry what you're doing? Like, hey, look out the slats in the window. Don't keep the door open.
No, I was. Timber would have just immediately went right to the door once everyone got inside and started closing, like his initial actions were.
Okay, Gendry, what are you doing?
So you're just walking up to shut the door.
Yeah, he's walking up to shut the door to make sure nobody gets inside.
Oh. Seeing that.
You could easily. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like for Gendry, you could easily just look out the slats in the windows.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Seeing
It wouldn't
as-
prevent you from being able to look.
Yeah, seeing everything going on as I wouldn't really care that it was shut as long as I still like my eyes like directly on what's going on.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yep.
So even though I did divine sense, could I still see? Would I still be able to see what was going on out there with them dragging the injured people?
I mean, if you're looking through the slats of the windows, you could see it. Yeah.
I mean, I would have gotten in and used the divine sense, like if before the door was closed.
Yeah,
When I
you
was seeing-
you did not pick up anything on them. They're
yeah. So I mean, I
yeah.
also want to say like, just from my experience from all this, like, would I know that if you're injured by an undead, would you become one?
From what your knowledge is, that's not true at all.
Okay.
What you know is that, people usually succumb to disease from the undead, and that's what ends up killing them. And some cities, depending on, how stretched they are for medical care and healing and everything else, sometimes they'll outright kill people and put them out of their misery. It does not point to a good sign from what you're seeing outside.
So, so I'm basically like trying to figure like, so like if you're attacked, are you like if you get injured, are you more like are you going to turn into undead, or is that not likely going to happen?
Superstition. That
Superstition.
is, in fact, not the case. Your understanding, everything you've ever learned, is the only way undead even arise is through necromancy or from somebody being unfortunate enough to venture to the nameless city.
Okay. And the door is already shut, right?
Yep.
That's correct.
I'm
gonna do something kind of ballsy here. So,
Okay.
Bolren's seeing this is going to kick the door open. Or which way does it go, in or out?
It opens inwards, but you
Okay.
you could easily just open it up and go outside.
Bolren's going to open the door and proceed to walk up to the man in the priest of Valdrax.
All right, you see as you begin to exit, still in this shining armor that you've displayed, untouched, you make your way out towards him.
Excuse me.
Okay. All right, guys. That is where we're gonna take a break.
Oh,
we're gonna jump right back into
man.
it. Everybody, take a quick bathroom break, and we'll jump right back in. Yeah, I know. Same here.
Me first.
All right, I'll be right back.
Fine.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know who else is back yet. Nobody? Nobody back yet?
I'm back.
I think we're the only two right now.
I'm back.
Dude,
Oh, okay, cool.
guys, so I bought some mini muffins, and I'm not shit you not. I'm pretty sure I just downed about 6 of them.
Nice.
There's only 8.
Oatmeal pie. I was gonna say as he was walking out, because would I have realized what he had done in that battle?
It's fairly obvious the displays of magic taking place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not something that's easy to hide. It's very flamboyant, we'll say that.
Okay.
I'm back. Lucy will be back in just a
Because
minute.
if that's the case, I'm following him out, knowing what I do now.
Okay.
But
Was there some important information that just came out?
Oh no, I haven't really said
No.
anything. Like
No.
we literally yeah, he was just asking questions.
No problem.
just about if I noticed something that you did. They interviewed I like listen to like in spurts. I listen to the Johnny Depp trial because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And
She shit on his bed.
they had they had a TMZ reporter on today.
Oh god, he was hilarious.
Amazing. Amber Heard's lawyer called him out saying, "Oh, so you knew all the cameras were gonna be here and stuff," and he's like, "So you were seeking out your 15 minutes of fame?" And he's like, "Well, technically, you accepting this job to get to be on Amber Heard, in the trial is doing the same thing." It was amazing.
Dude. I mean, I heard that like it was like one of those cringe moments. Like, oh damn.
Oh, that guy who was like, "Oh, you're just doing it for your 10 minutes of fame thing."
Yeah.
That was wild.
It was amazing.
I'm gonna have to watch this now.
Even the lawyer on Johnny Depp's side and stuff, like even you could see the people who even sitting in the courtroom all like put a big smile on their face, like, "Oh shit."
Fucking ridiculous. What
My
do you even
favorite line
say
is
to
still
that shit?
that is not my testimony. My favorite line. That is not my testimony. That lady, the psychologist. She's so funny. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Hey, I'm sorry. Is everybody back?
Yep.
My brain just shut off there for a second. Okay. No, perfect.
Right,
Guys, we're gonna
okay.
jump right back into it.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
The Tarisk begins stomping down through the city. No, I'm joking. Godzilla.
Nausea.
So
Godzilla.
as I come out, I'm gonna change what I said because that was boring. I'm like, what do you think you're doing to these people? And I'm gonna be pointing at the people that are tied up.
Whoa, time out. Wait, let me pause this real quick. Maybe I missed something. You are leaving the building?
Oh fuck
Yeah.
yeah!
Oh yeah, he opens the door and walks outside.
Okay. Can
right, I mean-
Timber stealth when he does that?
Oh yeah. You can close the door. You don't have to keep it open.
Oh. Sorry, I
Okay.
don't know if I actually needed that. I just threw it out there.
Was that Timber
As you-
closing the door?
No, it's Timber stealthing behind the door.
Nobody will see me. All right. As you see, the crowd has, for the majority, has dispersed, seeking out the rest of the Undying. As you call out to this figure, you see that the bald man, with his devotion of display in the form of these tattoos and holding the Valdraxian Nicantus, he looks up at you, and you can see as he sneers, looking at you like, "How dare you have the audacity to question what I'm doing?"
I'm
As you see the man, he looks
Oh,
on
who's
at
this?
you
Okay.
and
Oh,
says,
we
"And
met this guy.
And who might you be?" You saw him before.
Yeah,
You never
yeah.
met him.
Yeah.
I'm obviously
I'm-
standing at 6'6". My hood's up though.
What?
But I did follow.
Okay.
Oh, he came in out right after you. Literally, like followed directly behind you.
I'll say, I'm Bolrin, And the last time I checked, it's not. You don't need to kill the people that have been attacked. There's
Brother,
no
we welcome them to death, to be with Valdrax sooner.
Well, I have no idea why Valdrex would be saying that, because that's not what he's telling me. And at this point, my eyes are going to glow a deep, dark black, and the shadow is going to start spewing out from me again.
Okay, go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
Not as good as I want.
Nah, I was just kidding. Oh, and okay. As you do this, you can see as this figure, he says, well, let's not be irrational. As he looks on at you, he says, it appears that you have some knowledge of Valdrax. Might I ask where you attained it?
Where is none of your concern? All you need to
I'm
know
sorry.
is that me and Valdrex have a very strong connection.
He says, well, I believe, judging by this, and you see as he points down, you have this disgusting ichor all over you. Even Gendry, you have some on you as well. As he looks at the two of you, he says, I believe we have you to thank for disposing of the wretches. Praise be to Baldrax for your arrival. And you see he pauses, and he's looking over you. Even with the accusation that you've just given him, you feel he's immediately fishing for something the second he says it. He's looking over you, his eyes squinting, his chin pointed up inquisitively. Have you been wounded?
Valdrax will get dead, of course. But those that are undead. As I'm like scoping him back out, like I'm gonna actually slowly like circle him and say and speak.
Okay, as you try to circle him, he's got several armed guards standing around him, all of them dressed to the teeth at this point. The second you begin to approach, you see as three of them venture forward immediately, drawing their weapons.
Ulrin does the same.
Now, there's no need for violence. And you see, it says, I don't believe we've been properly introduced. And you are? And you see as he points directly at you, Gendry.
Name will be known eventually. But
Well.
as of right now, I have other matters to attend to. But those that are still alive, let them be.
Secrets
We'll take
are-
care of them.
Secrets are often told in death. Now, you've heard that before as basically the equivalent of, just a saying amongst Valdraxian followers. For some reason, that feels more like a threat. As he looks at you, he says, I have no problem announcing who I am. Veglig, priest of Valdrax, worshipper of the god of death.
And Bolrim will say, you are merely his follower. I am his champion. I believe my word would have greater bearing than yours.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Seeing that we all have a common factor here, that of the Lord himself, Valdrax, I'm sure we can handle this peacefully.
Okay, I'm going to give you advantage on that because of Gendry. So go ahead and give me another roll. Wow, okay.
Just the same
All right.
thing.
Yeah, then I'm going to be honest with you. The 19's still good. But anyway, so as you're sitting there and you're discussing, we can do this peacefully. Veglig looks on at the two of you and says, perhaps. But you must understand, being so close to the Nameless City, we have our problems here, and it's obvious the two of you are strangers from afar. We have a certain way of doing things here to prevent any, well, oddities from occurring. You must understand, we take precautions in preventing the Undying from coming to this city, and it appears someone has failed in a great sense of the matter. And you see as he looks around, there are several corpses about. Some of them haven't even been attended to yet in terms of burning. It seems other people were bloodthirsty enough to go hunt for any of the other Undying that might be in the area.
I understand that quite well. For the undead, they do need to be eradicated. But do you have these studies? Do you have papers and different things on what it is that you claim happened here? I am one for books and knowledge. Show me this stuff, and
All right,
I can.
as you go about saying this, you see as he hunches over his book that he's carrying with him, and you see as he slowly begins to open it, each of you have seen the inner workings of the Valdraxian Necactus before. Dark ramblings. A matter of, basically, anything that pulls you closer to death is acceptable in the eyes of Valdrax, as you'll be reunited with him even after death. Now, before, many years ago, you had known that there was obviously a different approach to all of this. People that were worshippers of Valdrax were looked upon as monsters. This was not any kind of semblance of religion that people actively followed. It was cultists and fringe worshippers and zealots that had a tendency of, looking on at this as this is, this is what's coming for us. This is the end. We may as well accept it and help others venture to it. And Veglig seems to be every sense of the word of an old follower. New followers you've seen in multiple kingdoms across Bearlith. They are there primarily to dispose of the Undying, a sole mission of several of you. However, Veglig is far more extreme in the matter.
As he's looking through his book, Boloran will just say, Are you going to trust a book over the divine sense that Valdrax has gifted me? Using it, I've looked and found no trace of undead upon these people. So would you dare say that Valdrax himself is wrong?
All right, go ahead and give me another persuasion check. All right. You realize there's not going to be any swaying Veglig. But as you look at the guards, you can see they clearly question what he's doing, as one of them turns to look and see if there's some kind of approval from Veglig in all of this, and you can see doubt flash across.
I noticed this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start in a louder voice, and I'm going to say, more soldiers, people, do you truly believe this man, who is doubting the word of Valdrax himself, truly knows what is correct in these matters?
All right. As you immediately, call this out, Veglig rebuttals, says, "Please, strangers from afar, how can we know that you're possibly connected to Valdrax as the champion that you say you are?"
So Lauren, who doesn't do this very often, will reach within his armor and pull out the necklace that was given to him by that he got when he became Valdrax, when Valdrax bestowed the power upon him.
All right. As you go about doing this, you see Sveglig for the first time, in this. He looks surprised. He clearly was not expecting this. You hear a gasp from one of the guards as they see this, and all of a sudden, Veglig, you hear him stumbling over his words. Perhaps I was too quick to judge. I am a pious man. I can recognize reason when it's confronted to me, or put in front of me. And you can see it's clearly flustered at the turn of events that took place, and you realize he's just trying to save his own skin at this point. It's blatantly obvious.
Mhm.
He looks back, and the guards around him are clearly shocked at what's going on. Free the wounded. We shall see what happens. But if something does occur, champion of Valdrax, the blood of the people of Drizzo will be on your hands.
I will be waiting.
You see as he motions to the guards, come! A command cutting through the air. And you see as he starts to walk away, going back to the west side of the city. Nothing so much as a goodbye.
Bullrun tucks the necklace back in, and I'm assuming the injured are still there.
Yes, you can see that they've been cut free by several of the other townsfolk here. And they look just as confused.
I will go over and begin to take a look at them and try to, the best I can, just try to patch up, do what I can to help patch them up or at least get them inside.
I would say
right.
that Elperos has been kind of peeking out, and at this point has made his way over and is slowly approaching the wounded as well.
I'm
Okay.
during this time too. I want to actually approach Thorin as he gets up from one of the wounded, and I'll stick my arm out. Thorin. Basically sticking it out for like a handshake.
Okay. You see as he sticks his arm out, ready to grasp yours.
Uh,
All right, Bolrin, what are you doing?
So it's not, Bullrun takes a second. His arm hesitates for a second, but then goes up to shake his.
And I will
Okay.
grab it and, brother, I see we share a common cause. We'll have to watch together.
All right. As you see this happen, Elperos, venturing out, you see these wounded, 3 of them, in fact, who've been being dragged behind these horses, have been cut free from their bindings. One of them, a woman, has been bitten very badly on the arm. The other 2, raking wounds across their chest and back. 2 men, and you can see that they've practically fallen down in the mud, unable to even move at this point due to the severity of their injuries. The other people have just simply left them. You can't believe this display. It feels like inhumanity. There's a disgusting display of some sort of religious resolve here that you're looking on at. These people are in absolute agony, and they've been left to rot.
Elperos just looks at them with a face of just pure dismay and disheartened and feeling rather astonished at the cruelty they face. He's gonna take a rip part of his robe off. His clothing is rather torn anyway. Trying to see if he could wrap anything, any damage, any wounds that he could. Are the people on the ground? Are their bones broken, or are they just?
It's mainly just gashed wounds or bites.
Wounds. I'm going to look over to Bullrun and Idri, and ask and say, help.
Bolrin was already helping.
I mean,
Yeah,
get them inside.
yeah. Bolrin was going. Yeah, was doing that.
Okay.
No, I mean, get them inside the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, as you start to pull them inside, one at a time. Gendry, are you helping? Is Timber helping at all, or are Timber you staying inside the inn?
Do we even see Timber?
Timber hasn't left the inn technically.
I know, just because he's stealth.
Yeah.
No, Timber is not going to leave the inn.
Okay.
Timber will go ahead and open the doors, of course, seeing everything that's going on, seeing what they're doing, and then clear out an area, or depending on what injuries come in, lay out a table so that they can mend whatever they need. Then again, Timber's hurting really bad too.
Mhm.
Yeah, you are hurting pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a couple of you are down to like 1 hit point right now.
I think this is the first fight I never took any damage.
Yeah,
dude, yeah.
I really want to let you know you should have never said that because now you will die. Next.
Hold on, knock on wood. Nope, knock on
Miles,
wood.
what's your paladin total right now?
I'm at 4.
Yeah.
You should have told me this before I decided to be a paladin.
Yeah, no one told me either when I signed up. I was gone in 4 sessions.
You know what? I don't think it's a very people who play paladins have a tendency of being very sacrificial with their attitudes. They're like, "I'll save you." And that's why they get into so much fucking trouble. I think that's really it.
Henceforth, it's why I've stayed in the tavern hiding. I have PTSD still.
At this point, seeing everybody being taken inside, you can see that the same 3 villagers who were here before have calmed down a bit. You have to realizing the danger is past, and one of them is like, I gotta get out of here. And you see as he just ventures the door, kind of runs home as he jogs through the street. At this point, the other 2 hang around and they just continue to drink. The bartender, the tavern owner, is nowhere to be seen at this point. You think he either fled or just locked himself somewhere behind a door.
Let me check something real quick.
Seeing this, Borin's going to just climb over, like look around and try to see if there's any, essentially like a first aid kit type of thing, or rags or anything that like we could clean and use to help bandage people.
Disgustingly enough, the only thing you see is bar rags. There's nothing really of use here.
If I had an herbalism kit on me, would be able to utilize anything? Seeing as my background, would I have things on hand that not necessarily to make potions?
If you're proficient with an herbalism kit, you can use that to make magical healing potions. However, I believe the limit is 5 gold pieces a day at your level. So the most you could do is it would take you 5 days of long work in order to make a normal common healing potion.
I didn't know if there was anything like because of my background that I would have on my hand that I could use to help at least a little bit. But
do you have medicine as a skill?
Let me check.
I mean, you are a cleric. You probably do. Because medicine's always.
Let me check my Excel sheet.
Okay.
So if you're proficient in medicine, you can use a healer's kit in order to heal for, I think, 1d6 plus your proficiency modifier plus your ability score modifier. It's something along those lines. It's I'll have to look it up, but it's pretty good.
Where is my proficiency? Nope.
Catch 22. You got.
Oh, I am proficient in my herbalism kit, but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can make magical healing potions, but that's pretty much all you're limited to with that. Yeah.
Do you have a proficiency with like just a medicine wisdom?
I have proficiency in.
It's one of your skills.
Medicine, yes.
Oh, I mean, you could try to patchwork around.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do what I can with what we have.
Okay. So at this point, you realize, the wounds here are pretty severe. And, judging from what you're seeing, these people are going to need real medical help. This is not something that can just be ignored at all. I mean, you can try and do some patchwork on them, but like this is going to require rest on their end as well as a lot of cleaning of the wounds.
How many are there?
3.
I forgot to even ask. 3? Okay, so Bullrin, I don't know how much it's going to do, but Bullrin's going to go up to 1 and just use healing hands on 1 to try to at least try to do something.
Are you going to go for the person with the most severe looking wound that's the woman with the bite on her arm.
Yeah.
She basically has flesh hanging over her.
I'm going to use healing hands. It does technically 1 HP, but I'm just going to see if I can try to do whatever I can to help her.
Hey, better than nothing.
Yeah.
All right. So as you go up to her, and you can see she's sobbing at this point with the amount of pain that she's in. And as you lay your hands on her arm, and you feel the power of this radiant light issue forth from your body into hers, and you watch as the wound slightly heals over, stitching the outer wound almost immediately. This black and blue bruised flesh and almost blood boil still beneath it from the severity of the bite that took place. You have a feeling she's not going to be subjected to any kind of crazy, diseases or anything along those lines at this point, just because the wound's closed. But she still has a hell of a lot of healing to do.
Yeah, I'll just say I did what I could, but it's going to require much rest and some time.
Okay. Go ahead and give me just a roll for a medicine check from anybody else, and I'll allow you to, if you're proficient or not proficient.
That's all. That's what's there. I got nothing.
Can Timber attend to his own wounds and not these people's?
You can try. You can certainly try.
Well, could I give Elfros advantage because I'm helping with the cleaning up or the healing?
Yeah, that's fine. If you're aiding.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll again for Elpros. Okay, well, it's better than what you had. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is what I'll allow. So for the one person that you're attending to with your companion, trying to basically close up these wounds, you're taking basically ripped rags at this point, trying to, stop the bleeding and everything. You managed to stem the bleeding on what's occurring. Gendry, are you doing the same thing? Are you trying to close off the wounds on this figure?
Yeah, I'm just wrapping what I can.
Okay, you see this man, like I said, his back is in tatters at this point. It looks horrific. And as you go about, you basically take these rags and his own clothing and pressing it into the wounds. You see as the bleeding stops, but he's in a lot of pain still. As for Elperos and Bullrin, the two of you going about doing this, this other man who's got these gashes across his chest, you pretty much do the same thing, except this time you take the cloth that you have and bind it around his chest, tying it off to prevent any kind of further blood loss. As for, Timber going about doing this, your own wounds, this cut across your face, this one across your calf, your down from your thigh, you're in a lot of pain right now, and you suck it up. You take the wounds, you close them off, you pour some alcohol in them, kind of grit through it. You think by doing what you've done, all three of you, that you're going to prevent any kind of disease from occurring within these people from what's taken place. Now, it's not some magical cure-all for being able to heal overnight, but it's certainly a start for preventing any kind of, immediate death from getting sick in the next 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was the main goal there.
Okay. No, that's what happens, guys. As you're sitting around, just basically licking your wounds at this point, you realize, that was a battle. Yeah. In fact, for some of you, that was more intense than any kind of skirmish that you've ever been in. And it's fairly obvious that if you were to run into something like this again, there's a damn good chance you won't make it out of it.
Yeah. Has the bartender come back at all, or is he still dead?
As you're in the midst of going about tending to these people's wounds, you see as he opens this back closet door, which is clearly just a closet, and you hear this unlocked latch as he pokes his head out looking around, and he sees all of these new people inside the tavern with these fresh wounds and everything. He says, "Huh, glad it's safe."
Jesus Christ.
You see as he ventures behind the bar like nothing happened.
Yeah. I will go and ask, do you have any open rooms still?
Open rooms? I have a few. Not too many people staying here right now.
Okay. I would, how much is it going to be for... is it like one female, two males, and what's that the like breakdown for the...
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That's exactly it.
Where is it? How much is it for? How much would it be for two rooms for these people? I would like to keep an eye on them overnight, just to make sure they're okay.
So you're responsible for cleaning up any of the mess. And you see as he points a finger out at you. He says, "Silver apiece."
First is gonna come up behind Bullrun and kind of stare down at the bartender, hearing this, and with as much as he could, or much as rather he can, with a very angry look.
I was just gonna give him a gold and ask for some change. Okay, I guess we're intimidating him now.
No, go ahead.
Alvaro's just not like that. This man just left the bar and was a coward.
Okay. Damn, throwing shade. Like I don't know if I noticed this, but I'm just gonna give him a gold and like get the 8 silver back for that.
I'm sitting right behind Bullrun.
All right, Elpros, you see as the bar owner, he kind of shrivels up as he looks at you. And he just takes the gold piece in hand, and he quickly makes change before he just pretends to be doing something else, like looking down at a mug, kind of cleaning it.
I'll be very confused. I'm just gonna be very confused. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd be like, I look behind me, and I'm gonna be like, okay.
Rose is gonna nod to Bullrun and look at the bartender and say, "You are a coward," and then turn around.
And you hear as he mumbles something under his breath. What's your passive perception? 15?
It is 15, yes.
Okay, you hear him when he's like, "Well, run away to fight another day."
I can't argue with that logic.
He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna keep walking.
So Bullrun will approach the three and say, I'm sure you have places where you stay and live, but maybe just for the night. I would like to have you. I got rooms, one for the lady, 2 for the men. I would like if you could stay here for the night, just so we can keep an eye on it, make sure your wounds don't get any worse over the night.
You hear as one of the men looks to you, and you can see he's fairly young, maybe in his 20s, short cut hair, maybe a farmer from what you're judging looking at him. He says, "Thank you. I think this is, well, maybe the most kindness we've ever been shown." He says, "Drisdale is a cold place. It's just an oddity."
Not everyone is a bad person, even if they are following the others.
You can see as he nods to you and says, "Well, regardless, thank you."
And I think I'll help them get up to their rooms, get situated
Okay.
for the night.
Okay, as you go about doing so, with the extreme event that took place, you quickly set them, to rest, and you're fairly certain they're probably going to be asleep very, very shortly.
Yeah.
With that, knowing that they're safe in some mean, you've got, your own to look after also at this point. Timber looks like, he's been hit. He's been hit hard. Elpros is in the same state. Neither one of them are in any shape to be doing anything right now. The wounds that they've suffered from this, I mean, looking at Elpros, there's a wound on his neck right now that is absolutely awful.
I will come down and I'll say, I'm sorry, I did not mean to neglect you too. I just know you're tougher than the civilians. I wanted to make sure they were in a decent place before we addressed your wounds. Because Alpharos didn't do anything for his own wounds, did he?
No, he did not. He wanted to attend to everyone else
Okay,
before he did.
so Bolrin will approach and begin trying to patch up Alpharos the best he can.
Okay, go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Ooh, I suck at medicine. Ooh. Yeah!
Okay. All right. Is anybody aiding Bolrin in this?
I mean, I guess I can't really help him, but
Yeah. All right. So at this point, well, actually, you can actually target yourself with medicine checks. You could.
Yeah, you can. You can do that. You could technically help me help yourself.
okay, yeah, I will help you.
Okay.
Help myself.
So go ahead and give me another roll with advantage.
This is the most of the ouchie parts.
Higher of the.
Much
Well, there you
better.
go. Much better. Okay. So as you go about doing this, the first attempts are absolutely miserable. As soon as he goes about touching your neck, you're just in extreme pain. You just want him to get the hell away from you as quickly as possible. But then he comes back in and you start giving him direction, and all of a sudden, as he starts to wrap around the wound on your neck, it feels very constrictive, and it's put a pressure on your head. But at the same time, as this goes about happening, you have no doubt that the wound is at least clean at this point. You're not going to get sick, hopefully.
Elpros will nod and say thank you. You quick
You're-
learner.
Thank you for helping. You were very brave in the fight. You did a great job.
Okay, guys. As this occurs, you spend roughly an hour going about patching up these wounds, talking to the tavern owner, and getting everyone situated. Everyone is in a fairly good spot compared to what they were. You're all sore. I mean, everyone except Gendry and Bolrin. The two of you're feeling pretty good right now. It seems that Elpros and Timber got the raw deal in this whole scenario, but as it stands right now, there's nothing that a good rest won't, just get rid of at least, or at least prevent something from happening. You realize all of you exhaustion is quickly coming on. You were not expecting that to be as taxing as it was.
What time is it about?
Right now, it's roughly around 9 o'clock at night. Maybe 8:30-ish.
As Timber gets done doing the best he can to kind of just tend to himself, he'll walk to the bartender, sit down, and how many things did Timber kill? 2?
Mm-hmm.
2. And ask for 2 shots.
Okay, he says, you got it. And you see as he pulls something out, and it's just this dark liquid. You're not really sure what it is you're looking at. And as you pull it up close, kind of just trying to get a smell of exactly what it is you're looking at, you would say there's something mixed into this. You're not entirely convinced this is actually drinkable.
He'll take both the shots in his hand and pour them out on the floor.
Oh,
Okay.
I was not expecting that.
As you go about doing this, you see as the tavern owner is looking at you like, all smiles, getting ready for you to drink this. And as soon as you pour it out, looks at, hey, I gotta clean that up.
Yes, along with all the blood on the floor as well.
Jeez.
Figured I'd get you a head start.
He usually just sneers at you a bit. He says, you could have just told me.
Right, one question. When it comes to this place, how often does this happen?
Oh, that's the first attack that's happened in weeks. And usually comes from outside the walls. Can't say it's all normal to be inside the walls.
Did Timber hear the ring, or was that only...
No, that was only
Elperos.
Elperos.
Okay.
You heard it. You heard it when it first happened. You have not heard it since.
Okay, I didn't think so. I wanted that before I pursue a line of questioning.
Is he still glowing and still bleeding from the eyes? Rather.
No.
By the way.
No. The bleeding from the eyes is gone. You just have a migraine, and when you were cured of like your hit points and everything, it went away. The migraine's gone. And as you're sitting there and you're listening for this sound, it hasn't come back since basically you ventured outside and went through all of this. And as you check on them, they're all, well, in a bad way. They clearly need a couple days of rest in order to get by from the wounds that they've suffered. But you think they're going to manage. I mean, they've come out of this way better than they would have normally.
Okay. And just as a precaution, he will use a divine sense just to make sure nothing is going on.
Okay, as you use it, you don't detect anything.
Okay.
They're totally fine.
Bolarin will feel very smug thinking back about the other guy. What's his name again? Gosh. I thought I wrote his name down. Big priest.
Beglig?
Bagleg, that's what it is. Thinking of how he thought he knew more and just kind of smirk a little.
You notice as everybody gets breakfast to eat, I don't eat.
Gendry takes one look at it and just sits tight.
Alperos
Do you?
Notices this and doesn't quite understand that he wouldn't eat, but he does pick up some items of himself and brings it to Gendry, and just kind of does. I don't know if you've ever seen Spirited Away, but what he just kind of goes here, take this.
What is it?
It's I don't know, like a bread or something, like
Oh.
the stilled bread. It's like food.
I will not.
Damn.
Get fucked!
Wow. He's gonna look at you and look really puzzled, and he motions. He takes a piece of bread, breaks it apart, and then he motions like he was going to eat it, and then he gives it to you.
Oh,
Gendry over there laying down the hard line. Not happening.
you misunderstood. I do not eat.
He's gonna look very, very confused, and just nod and just sit down and eat whatever he had in his hand.
Which, during that night in my own room, I probably would have set myself up in front of the window and just kind of shut myself down there and just kind of watched outside the window the whole night.
Okay.
That's
So
where-
you see some interesting things occur as the night goes on, as you're looking out. While everything seems fairly normal at first, nothing really happening, you realize that there are several figures walking through the streets looking. And Gendry, as you're watching these corpses pile up, you see a couple figures going about removing things from the corpses. And at first you're not entirely sure what it is. The figures you're looking on at, they're wearing robes with cowls on them. Maybe it's to be used to protect themselves from the rain, this constant source of a downpour. But it's so strange to see. You can see they're not taking it from everybody. It looks like they're trying to remove them from certain bodies. It's not, at random. It seems to be specific.
When you are finished here, there's some things I would like to investigate throughout the night. There were those that appeared to take items or something off the corpses.
I mean, they clearly pillaged the corpses. They stole or took something off of them. And it
Kind
seemed
of
to be very direct. You could see them ripping clothing. You could see them taking certain things. I mean, honestly, you're not entirely sure what was happening, but it was very, very specific.
Kind of let everybody know what I was doing.
Okay, you passed the knowledge. What are you guys doing with that?
As Timber's stuffing his face full of food. Seeing that Gentry's not eating his food and Elpros is trying to offer it. If he's not gonna eat it, I'll take it.
Alvarez will have been eating some of it, but he will take him some of the food that he has left in his hands, which is considerably actually a lot of food because he does have big hands, big furry hands.
All right. You see as, he passes over this stale bread, and with it, it's something. It's carbs. It'll give you energy. Stale energy.
Timber kind of just nods and is hunched over, long-armed being himself, kind of keeps stuffing his mouthful. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks here. You two, pointing at Gentry and Bulrin. You did the same thing. Magic-wise, what are you? Who you with?
I guess Ballroom will just say, I am with,
No,
as
stay, Borland.
for me, it's not a,
here, but for now, till we stick around a little longer, we can discuss more, but till then, I believe we have somebody to find.
Oh, you're the closed-off type, huh? That's fine. Met quite a few of you in my life. We all fought together today. And personally, I feel you've all earned my respect. I was hoping I earned yours as well. I see I haven't. Understandable. Well, I'm not one to hide from fellows that I'll be traveling with. Order of the Vorn. Sorry, is it Order of the Vorn?
Nope.
Followers of the Vorn.
There you go.
That's who sent me here. To take part in this gathering. Much like whoever sent you guys here. Blue one, Elpros. Do you care to share where, who you're with?
He shakes his head no.
Ooh.
Oh. So I see I'm the only one that, trusts you all, but I'm the only one that, no one trusts. Interesting.
If I did not, Elvis would say, if did not trust you, would not have protected you.
Right. Well, I guess there's not much more to have a conversation about. I guess go off into find Carrig?
Garrig. Close.
Keurig.
God,
God, I wanted to say Keurig, but I know it's not Keurig.
Drink coffee.
get ready to pour some coffee.
Like that's the first thing I wanted to say.
He's your guide to
Garrig.
caffeine.
Here we come. I feel like this town needs some caffeine in its life. It's a Keurig. And Timber, kind of off-put by
The distrust.
the immediate distrust too. Not something he's not necessarily not used to. I mean, but based on who he is and what he's done, I mean, think in his aspect he would think more would have came out of what happened last night. But moving on, gets up and proceeds to leave the tavern.
Okay. All right. Is anybody following, or is he going by himself?
No, Bullrin will follow. And as we get up and follow, I'll say, it's not that I don't trust you. It seems that hold on. Gendry does not want to disclose information that is related to the two of us, so I will respect that. But if it was just me, I would tell him.
Oh man, Timber thinks of a really smart aleck comment in his head, but he doesn't say it. He just shrugs and motions, kind of like a let's go.
Okay.
As I head out. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you're right.
As I get outside, I will look towards the corpses and kind of look about to see if I notice anything like random that might be missing specifically, like maybe like jewelry off people or these corpses, or like fingers or anything that might be out of place.
Also, while he's doing that brings Timber's attention, and would like to specifically look at the pile of people looking for guard attire.
Okay.
Not sifting through it, but like from a distance, kind of walking past.
As you head over, you can see that several people have gathered with carts, like wheelbarrows, and they've been finding the dead or the undying and basically piling them. You have no doubt at some point they're going to salt the corpses in, a matter of disposing of them through fire at the crematorium or burning them via pyre. It's going to happen at some point.
I heard
as you head
someone
over the
call
corpses,
that the moratorium.
Yes. Yes, you did. Go ahead and give me an investigation check or a perception check, depending on what you're doing. If you plan on digging through the pile and looking at different corpses, give me an investigation check. If you're planning on just looking, give me a perception check.
I'd be doing just what Gentry mentioned, just kind of. Well, actually, I don't know what he's doing. He might be digging through it.
I'm
okay. No, I'm perceiving from a distance.
There's your answer. Gentry, don't give a fuck.
Oh, that was almost a 3.
Okay. All right. You see as Gendry doesn't even hesitate. You can hear as one man goes, "Hey!" as you start moving up, and you're just basically rolling corpses off of the top of this pile as you pretty much climb to the top, and you begin literally moving corpses around, looking at them. You can see as this guy just shakes his head like, "What the hell are you doing?" At this point, Timber's just standing back, watching what's taking place, expecting you to do all the dirty work here at this point. Gendry, as you begin looking through this, sure enough, you believe you see exactly where one of the corpses was. And looking at it, it's rather fresh. I mean, this is not a decomposed corpse. And as you begin looking over it, you can see they were wearing the same robes. The robes are, in fact, still on the figure, except the front of the robes has been ripped away, exposing the chest. And you can see where, there was clearly a ring on a finger that's missing, as there is a shade of what should be a tan from the sun, or at least something peeking through from the sun, still there. It's gone. And as you begin looking through for more of these corpses, you count no less than 4. All of them wearing the same robes, and they're missing any kind of jewelry or attire that they had. You have no idea what this is. Who's knowledge proficient religion?
I am.
Me.
Gendry, go ahead and give me a knowledge religion check. You're looking at this, You have seen these robes before. In fact, you saw them last night. You saw a man walk in, confront the Baron, and storm out. In fact, you believe it to be the same exact robes of an acolyte or a priest of Caedwin. Elpros, as you see it, it's hard to deny the resemblance.
Okay.
I'm not sharing it, but I would assume that me tossing around the bodies, it won't be hard.
No, it's not. Everybody in Clearview sees it. Elpros, you definitely see it. It doesn't make sense. Why would somebody be coming here to, strip any kind of emblems off of corpses or, to do something to remove jewelry? It doesn't make any sense.
Ulrich approaches and you said approaches the body that looks familiar. If that's, I believe that's what you said, right?
No, none of these people look familiar at all.
Oh, just the
you've
robes.
never seen.
Okay.
Yeah, just the robes.
He'll approach. He will get down. Like he will go down, like touch the body, and kind of just put his head, like not trying to be super obvious. Put his head down a little bit and touch his chest, and then we'll stand back up.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
First, we'll say, I believe the man leaving Baron Chadwick's room his name is Tagrin?
Tagrin is correct.
Tagrin. And then Elpris will say Tagrin was wearing these robes.
Yes, they are the robes of the acolytes from. This seems targeted, just as obvious as not. But this is not an accident. Something is wrong.
Now we can continue our search. As I'm like walking down these corpses.
You see as he just basically trots down this pile of bodies.
My 290 pounds.
Crunching its way along.
Elpris will say a short prayer and then continue following after Gendry.
Okay.
Well, I will follow.
All right, where are you guys going?
I believe the information I said was to look north. No, hold on.
Yes, west.
West. I'm trying to check my notes.
So heading west goes back towards the fort. There is another entire side of the city. You guys haven't really ventured over there at all.
Yeah,
you guys yeah.
I remember the information guy. He told me the direction he had went.
Yeah, he had said he had seen some robe figures head off to the east.
With the guy we're looking for, right?
They were accompanying Carrig. That's correct.
Yeah, Carrig. So I believe we would go east to follow the steps that where they were last.
Okay. Is there anywhere
That's where
specific
we were
you guys
headed.
had in? Is there anywhere specific you guys had in mind? Like, are you just gonna venture around and look as you look?
I think as we walk, I will try to ask anyone that looks like they sell goods outside, peddlers or merchants, and ask if they had seen Keurig last night, yesterday, or this morning, or coming back, or just seeing him leave yesterday, or coming back and all this morning, or anything.
All right. As you go about asking, some fairly random people. You see somebody selling some fruits that don't look all too fresh, as well as a handful of, other people, even a baker who's, in the midst of still cooking fresh bread. It's probably the best thing you've smelt in this entire city so far. However, they don't seem to know anything. They don't even know who you're talking about. And it's like, people come and go, with the excitement that happened last night, nobody. Yeah, I'm sure, if somebody was here, they probably left by now, especially if they're not from the city. Nobody has a tendency of sticking around for long.
Elbrus will come up behind Bullrin and cast disguise self. I know he's probably not the same height or weight as Elbrus, but he will look as a very loose resemblance to. Oh, I wouldn't know what he looked like. I don't. Never mind. Scratch that idea. Duh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mind.
just got a description.
No disguise self. All right. Okay, so what are you guys doing? Bullrin, after you go about questioning some people, it takes about 20 minutes. It's fairly unsuccessful. Nobody seems to know who this Carrick figure is.
I'm a little surprised because it seemed like people in this town knew him. Do you guys want to just continue heading this way, or should we maybe try to, after last night's attack, should we try to go check with Baron Chedwick? Maybe Currig has returned since last night. I'm just not sure if we're going this direction would be giving us the best outcome.
We could ask about the robes. I wonder if that would make.
Is he one that we can trust?
Highly unlikely.
But we can mention. We can see his reaction.
I would be interested in seeing how he reacts. It did seem like he was in not great relations with the priest of catering, and everything that happened last night and finding the bodies of them seems a little too convenient for him.
Especially for someone with power.
So I definitely think maybe paying him visits this morning would be beneficial.
Dwell on those thoughts.
Alright. So you wanna head over?
Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, heading over where?
Baron Chedwick?
Okay, so you're going back to the Baron at the fort.
Yeah, just to see his reaction about last night and see if, because I mean, we don't know if Keurig could have came back last night or something happened. So just to see if there's any information before we continue our search.
Okay. Sorry, I was just looking over my notes. All right, as you head back to the fort, heading towards the stables, you already know there's got to be an inn. At this point, when you arrive, the stable boy is no longer there. You just simply let yourselves in. You realize there's obviously a huge gap in security here at this point, but it seems the only people who it's apparent to is yourselves. Probably any other people that were told to arrive via this way. And the more and more you think about it, it was probably left open intentionally for you to come and go. You know, anybody worth their salt in terms of security or any sense of it would never leave an open gap like this, especially in a fort. And with how well protected the Baron is, this is definitely odd. You have no doubt this is for your own advantage. You make your way up into the same exact the gala area as before, this massive hall for dancing and feasting, doing all of these things just blue bloods frivolously do. However, as you arrive, you can see that there's only a matter of a handful of servants that are actually present, and you can see they're all giving you quizzical looks as you walk in, and one of them, a maid of some kind, starts to approach you, and she looks at you just, can I help you?
Oh, we're looking for Baron Chedwick.
Yes. I believe he has several visitors in the dining room. And you see she leads you over. She knocks on this set of double doors that you had been into last night and opens it. Baron? And you hear the voice call back, yes. And it, much further away on the other side of the room. Says, you have visitors. Tell them I'm busy. I think they're with this group. And you see as she opens the door a little further in order for them to view. And he says, yes, come in. And, waves all of you at this point. As soon as you enter, she closes the door behind you. And you're now viewing two other figures standing near the Baron at this point, all in the midst of this discussion on the opposite side of this dining hall.
Either of them look familiar?
One of them is Hunter Bagley. However, you see a woman with him. She clearly is not in the same line of work that the rest of you are in, regardless of orders or otherwise. She is dressed to the nines. She's more akin to a noble than anything. Without a doubt, the lady is a blue blood. She carries herself with a pride and a stature of what is clearly, a heritage of centuries of royalty. Her discompassion as she looks out to you with just real no feeling on her face about it. It almost makes her unapproachable as you look on at her. And in fact, it's fairly intimidating at that. If you had to guess, she probably likes it that way. People who usually want to be liked and be around people have a tendency of, openly just being joyous or inviting. She seems to do the exact opposite. As you approach, getting closer and closer, eventually the Baron looks at you and says, sit. I believe there's been a new development of sorts.
Timber immediately sits.
Okay.
Bowlerin prefers. Bowlerin stands. He prefers not to sit.
Andrew.
Elpros will stand.
I don't know. Is that chair gonna fit your fat ass, Kyle?
We got fat shaming. We got fat shaming going on, guys. All right. As you're looking at the situation as it's occurring, you see even the woman sits down, and the Baron is. Forgive my manners. This is Lady Merwin, the only host to arrive so far. And you see as she just simply nods to the rest of you, says, yes, I've, been told about the rest of you. And you see as she just kind of shies away from any further conversation with the matter. You see as Hunter Bagley he sits there, and you can see he's kind of awkwardly just twiddling his thumbs at this point, not really sure of exactly what to do. You can see it. I mean, he's clearly uncomfortable with the whole situation. At this point, having the rest of you having sat down, you're all on basically the same side of the table at this point. He looks to you and says, there has been an attack of sorts, and I had sent my own guards after you had failed to report back last night. I thought you had possibly succumbed in the attack, whatever had occurred, and no one seems to be able to find Carrick. Lady Merwin has an alternative method for us, well, approaching the Nameless City. Perhaps you would care to listen?
Of course.
No. She stands up, and you see as a wave of her hand goes out. And you can't believe your eyes as magic pours forth from her hand in the form of illusion of sorts. And you can see as basically this map kind of dances across the air in front of you. And she says, there is, well, a way of going in. It may not be by the most, well, safest methods, but I assure you, several gatherings in the past have routed to this position, especially when there's been deterrences of sorts. All of you know exactly what that means. You know, having heard of, you know, people getting wind of the gathering, you know, kingdoms especially keep an ear out for this kind of thing, you know, and as it's illegal activities to anyone venturing into the Nameless City. And when these groups have been found, they've been pretty much sentenced to death or killed on the spot. You know, when she mentions that deterrence, you know exactly what she's talking about. She says, there is the possibility of using, well, an informant of sorts, you know, heading through the fetid swamps, and eventually reaching a series of ruins just outside of the city, heading into a crypt. Regardless of what Kerrigan, you know, had to offer at this point, I can assure you that my information is reliable, and I believe that we can utilize it.
Go on.
But, again, it comes with a price. And you see she looks on at you, something she had never mentioned before. She says, I have a request. Again, information not passed freely. Do you accept or not?
I guess it would depend on what your request is.
Well, I'm afraid the passing of this information is rather sensitive. A yes or a no will suffice. You see, passive perceptions. This goes specifically for Timber as well as Elperos, who have the highest right now at 15 and 16. As the two of you look over at Bagley, and looking over at you, you see as he just shakes his head left and right.
Elpro standing will cross his arms and shake his head. No, he won't say anything. He just will shake his head.
All right. While Lady Merwin doesn't seem to have noticed what Bagley's done, you can see the Baron certainly has, as he looks over him, almost staring daggers at the man.
Doesn't seem very good in our favor to accept this, not knowing the consequences of your request and what is it you're asking for us. I can't say I would accept this with such little information.
Very well. And you see as she almost unflinchingly says, time is running short. According to what the Barons told me, you have less than 7 days to get there. And you can see, this is all fresh information. None of you have heard this before.
Timber kind of looks at the Baron quizzically, as in like,
Carrot, he looks to you and he puts his hands up. You can see almost as if he's trying to stifle anything before it comes out. Garrigan had told me that there was a window on getting in order to get through the barrier of the city. Some of you have heard of there being some kind of magical barrier around the city before, but this seems to be concrete evidence that it does in fact exist. There's an opening roughly every, decade. Hence the gathering. And you see as he just waves around at this empty table. As he looks at you, he says, I'm afraid if we can't find Kerrigan, you'll have to accept Merowyn's offer. I don't believe there's any alternative.
We did find a lead last night. We found out that he had went east with some robed figures.
Oh? And you can hear as Lady Merowyn says this. Do tell.
Well, at the moment, this is all we have. We were going to investigate last night when, as you mentioned previously, there was the attack by the undead. We were able to fend them off. We were the ones who put them down.
Interesting. You can see as the Baron looks to you, fairly impressed by this, and says, I suppose that you've been chosen by your respective orders for this very reason.
It's exactly why we need to get to the gathering sooner rather than later.
And I was hoping you might know why Keurig would be with these hooded figures. Apparently, he comes and goes quite often.
I'm gonna interrupting
Oh.
him. Interrupting Bellerin.
Should we maybe have this more of a private conversation? Lord?
He looks at you, he says, perhaps we should adjourn for now. And you see as he looks to Lady Merowyn, he says, I suspect you'll come back for perhaps lunch some other time. And she just curtsies and nods. And she gives you a very, very cold look directly at you, Timber, before leaving. A slow walk as she goes along the stone all the way out of the hall.
Timber gives a side-eye glance to Bellerin, kind of looking, and Timber, of course, looking down.
Nobles should not be trifled with. Any information provided they'll always use for their gain. Be careful of what you share with them. Back to the Karig situation. Bellerin, if you'd like to continue with your conversation with the Lord.
Oh, yes. The information we learned was he had headed east with some cloaked figures. And they were saying that he seems to become he comes and goes from here quite often. Maybe you could shed some light on this, as we obviously don't know the dealings that he has, or his reasons for going in and out.
Okay, you see as he looks at you, he says, I'm afraid I haven't heard anything of the sort. He says, but it is fairly interesting to know that he comes and goes. And the Baron looks at you and says, I wouldn't put too much into such rumors. Whatever information you found, I'm sure there's more of a reasoning behind it than that. Perhaps you misidentified whatever information or source that you gathered.
Lord, out of a good gesture of taking care of some of these unliving, could you supply us with some sort of assistance in fighting Karig? No more than maybe a small 1 or 2 guards.
I'm afraid not. You have to understand, with the way the fort is and the threat of the Undying, I need every man I have.
Oh god, I gotta Timber kind of. You can see anger building up within his eyes as he's trying to be as polite as he possibly can in this situation, as he's not very good with people. Gritting his teeth.
Sure. That's exactly what you need right now.
He says, I'm afraid there's just no chance of that happening. You have to understand, there's the fort needs to be protected. There are a number of innocents within these walls that need to be protected. And I'm afraid the guards on duty outside at the gates are in just as much peril as the rest of us. And you remember coming into the city. The guards were treating it like it was a joke. They were literally playing cards at a table. None of them were actually watching the gates. Everything he's saying right now, it's making you feel, well, a tad angry. As you see him saying this, he says, I assure you, whatever you heard of Carrick at this point, I believe that, you should perhaps consider Lady Merowyn's proposal, and then we can go from there. No need to go and hunt and find Carrick at this point. The man's probably fled the city.
Timber forces himself to stop talking before he gets the entire place in trouble.
Just grit your teeth.
Yep, and just kind of just
At
smile and nod.
At this point, Bowler will just say, "Why don't you give us? You said we have 7 days. Why not just give us one more day to try to find it before we decide to take up Lady Merowyn on trust?"
Very well. It only endangers your chances of entering the barrier, though.
Would is Keurig still there?
Hunter Bagley?
No, it wasn't not Keurig. I'm sorry. No, yep, sorry, wrong person.
You're
Hunter.
right,
Hunter. Hunter's
Oh,
there, right?
yeah, he's still here. He has not left.
Would you
He's
care to,
very, very quiet.
all right, would you care to join us on our search, Hunter?
He just lets out a sigh. He says, well, I'm afraid I don't have much of a choice. Perhaps we should band together for the time being.
Give us an extra.
He says, well, he looks out, and you can see his Bagley at this point. He turns to the Baron and says, I believe they are correct. We should give it another day. And you can see as the Baron looks at him almost confused. And he says, regardless of Lady Merowyn's proposal, that I may have already agreed to, and you can see as he looks back at the rest of you, and says, we should, give the attempt at finding Carrick once again.
Crap, I lost my notes. What's his name? What's his name?
Tagrin.
Tagrin. That was odd. Where Elpros is gonna say, where is Tagrin?
Tagrin? Oh, he's at Cadwin's Rest. The crematorium.
When was the last time you spoke?
Last night, when he stormed in here making a scene. It was very foolish of him. I had guests to attend to.
Perhaps our next stop?
Bowler will nod his head and say, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe he has some information.
He looks at you, he says, you shouldn't bother Tagrin. He's very, easily riled up. I would avoid him at all costs if you could.
It's understandable. Well, let us get going to continue our search. Thank you for speaking with us.
All right, at this point, you see as Bagley stands up, the Baron stands up. The rest of you obviously expected to leave at this point. Bagley begins walking out of the hall very quickly.
Timber promptly gets up and leaves.
Okay. Is anybody else doing so as well?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yes.
Elpros
Okay.
will curtsy and then leave.
Elpros does this really weird curtsy where he kind of leans down and goes through and does it to emulate it best as he could, and then just kind of stands up and walks out of the hall. The Baron really, he just looks at you as you do this and just kind of shakes his head like that wasn't believable at all. And you make your way out. At least you tried. As you leave, the servant that was standing at the door closes the door behind all of you, and you see as Bagley is standing, at the far end of this gala area that you had entered into last night. And, he's just simply waiting on the rest of you to catch up.
Are you not a part of this, Hunter?
I'm afraid I am.
Okay. When he was introducing her, he stated how he was a part of the meeting. How
She's a host.
yes,
It's come to my attention that several of you did not receive letters.
That is correct.
The Baron explained the situation to us. The only reason I received a letter is because my order delivered it to me directly, and the rest of you were expected to have your, deliveries made via messenger. And it's clear at this point that the messenger either never made it to you or was intercepted along the way. Regardless, all of us should be wary.
Yes, there's
Things
too
are
many.
afoot.
There's too many coincidences going on right now. Not lining up.
Bagley just shakes his head for a moment, looking at you and says, I don't trust that man, and I don't trust that woman.
What?
I don't believe any of you should either.
It sounded like you had already agreed to her terms. What were they?
I did, in fact, but nothing I can discuss.
Understandable.
It's regrettable, to say the least.
Is it? I will kind of try to fill him in on what happened last night about the four people that we found that were burned with the robes of Caitlin.
Interesting. This seems to only point further towards Tagrin and speaking with him directly.
Yes. And I do think it's a bit of a coincidence that the one man that was going to be able to bring us is taken out, is seen going out with robed figures at a time like this. It seems like they're pushing us to go towards Lady Marilyn.
Timber, hearing this, kind of just rolls his eyes and just...
Yeah, that's what nobles do. They make it to where it's their plan works. Is this your first time working with them?
I generally try to stay away from noble, honestly. They're not my usual. They're not my favorite to deal with.
Timber kind of lets out like a sigh, but also like a deep breath, still calming himself down by the conversation.
I too don't like working with them. But
Me either.
have an inkling of kind of how they work based off previous experiences. Let's just tread lightly.
Bagley looks to the rest of you and says, well, what's done is done. Let's find this Tagrin. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with him. Perhaps we can get to the bottom of whatever is going on.
Agreed. We only just saw him in the evening. So I was very curious to get more information from him.
With this, you realize, you've one real place to search. One real place to find Tagrin, at Cadewood's Rest, the crematorium. And with this, a foreshadowing of events, something strange afoot. You know that whatever's going on, there seems to be a push towards whatever Lady Merowyn's proposal is. And without telling you, you feel there's something far more, well, nefarious to the matter than is currently explainable. With whatever Bagley has agreed to, you know that he's at least regretful enough to warn the rest of you. A nod at the table, shaking his head, I apologize, telling you not to follow through with whatever's happened. Keeping quiet about the situation, he has vied to go and aid helping you find Carrick. With that, that's where we're gonna leave off, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
That was a good end. That was a good end of the session.
And no
Yeah.
one died.
Yeah.
That worked